Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Joel Dehls. And this is episode 202. In this episode, we're going to do a 2016 NBA redraft, give our thoughts on the NBA retiring Bill Russell's number, if the East or West is a harder conference, and give our NFL preseason thoughts. It feels a little bit weird not doing the Patreon shoutouts. I'm not gonna lie.
Man. Very weird. Kind of miss it if I'm being completely honest.
It feels like something in the intro is missing. Now we have to kind of come up with a conversation on our own.
Because that's like 2.5 minutes gone now.
Just names.
Yeah. Exactly. But how are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. Riv looks a little sleepy if you ask me.
Your shirt's fire, by the way, bro.
Dude, I
Shout
told him
Shout
through the wire.
I told him that I would cop it. I'm a man of my word.
It's tough. Very
Have
tough
you guys
shit.
seen KB's Enjoy B-Ball merch that's dropping soon?
No, but I remember him telling us that it's good stuff, but it's not as good as the first go around.
It's a vintage feel, this one.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
What's he selling?
Shirts, hoodies, I believe.
Yo,
shorts?
I'm not sure.
Are we gonna address River wearing a Lakers jersey?
Hello.
Big O got him now.
Big O bought me another jersey.
Shut up.
Yeah, Big O's chatting about getting me a Mahomes jersey.
Shout out to the
Ryan.
Big O, of course. I promised him I'd wear it on the first episode when I get it.
That's sweet of you, bro.
This is probably like my sixth jersey, I think. Yeah, I think around there. My sixth jersey. So I got a few more coming this year. A couple troll jerseys coming. I think
You got a Bruce Brown jersey?
I do have a Bruce Brown jersey.
You got a Curry jersey from us. You got Bruce.
I got two Curry jerseys. CJ got me a Curry jersey for my
Tough.
birthday.
That's real of him.
You guys got me one. I got a Wiggins one. I got a Bruce Brown one. This one.
D Rose.
D Rose one.
Facts.
And Dom is sending me like a troll one. He's gonna send me like the worst player in the league jersey. So I should be expecting.
It really
one.
kills me when they do stuff like that. Like what's?
I don't know. I think it's like I think he said like DeLon Wright or some shit like that.
DeLon Wright.
Yeah. So
Hilarious.
He's not the worst player.
listen, you know.
Tell him to copy a Dorian Finney-Smith jersey.
Hey, man, stop disrespecting basketball players. They're going to come after you.
Dude, for real. I thought it was a harmless joke too, bro.
I fear no man.
I mean, neither do I, but.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. That's their profession, you know.
Oh, for sure. They're
But
defending their honor.
it doesn't change the fact that NBA athletes should not be losing in a pro-am game. Yeah, I don't care how you slice it. Don't care who's playing. If the NBA player is not playing on the other side, you should be killing them. That's how I feel.
You know what I find pretty ironic?
Let's hear it.
Is that those same people that play overseas that will say like, oh, man, they just let anybody come up here and talk and do their thing, but then they're trying to compare themselves to NBA players when in our industry, in our field, we are the NBA. We are the top of the top. Like in terms of podcasts, like we are the top 1%.
Cream of the crop. Are you the cream of the crop? Sorry. Are you the cream of the crop of your shit? I don't know.
Are we the cream of the crop? I think we're on our way there.
We're on our way, but we're
definitely
definitely
we are like DeLon Wright.
We're DeLon Wright.
We're DeLon Wright right now?
Yeah.
We're DeLon Wright.
I think that's reasonable.
Right now.
I think we're
No.
No, I think we're Seth Curry.
Okay.
That's
we're like a
DeLon
starting level podcast.
Yes.
I mean,
we're not
there's a lot of fucking podcasts.
We're not an
in the world.
all-star.
But we're above a lot
We're
of
not
them.
mega stars, but we're a star.
We're like Mikal Bridges.
Do we have to? Oh, okay.
a DPOY
No, help me
candidate?
out. No, help me out. I'm blank. Herb Jones, that's us.
Rookies coming
We're
in.
rookie, exactly.
Nah, I don't think we're Herb. We're Cade because we have future franchise superstar changing potential.
We've gone
All
from DeLon Wright.
That's
to
why
Cade
I wanted to
Cunningham.
show
This
some
has been
respect by going Herb
full
Jones.
We're like
circle
Cade.
here.
All right, I'm fine with us.
So
being
we're a
Cade.
young player with potential.
So take that, pro players. It was like
Cade.
5 dudes who added me too. What the fuck? Yo, you're disrespectful. Yo, yeah. Listen, man.
I can see where it was coming off as disrespectful, but ultimately, in the end, it was meant to be a joke. That's really all it was.
you know
I
it's
was
not like
clearly
You were
trolling.
joking.
I don't know
You
where
were
y'all
trolling the
work.
Knicks. It was simple as that.
Yeah.
because it's not like it's not like Riv name dropped people and we're like they're an Amazon worker. Like he just said they were probably going up against Amazon workers, 9 to 5 guys. Like
You were exaggerating a point.
To be fair, I don't know who played on the other side. Like I didn't know none of them personally. So like, and I've watched college ball at a very high level. I don't know none of them people that played. So it wasn't even like, yo, I know y'all. Y'all just asked me. No, I just genuinely didn't know y'all. And I thought y'all careers were like done and shit. So I like after college, I didn't know some of you guys played overseas.
Yeah, man.
They don't like we wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like as what we follow, we wouldn't know who plays overseas and stuff like unless they come to the NBA.
That's why they were trying to enlighten you on it, whether you wanted it or not.
I'm not looking up none of them.
I get it.
They took it very personal.
I mean, listen.
One dude DM'd me.
Hilarious.
He was like, "You're an idiot." I was like, "I have more followers than you."
What?
Like, what the hell? Why are you like? Come on.
So you use the follower card?
Are you correlating followers with smartness?
I just think it's weird how you're supposed to be this all-world basketball player, this pro hooper, and I'm not. I'm just this regular dude that talks about sports for 2 hours, and I have more followers than you, which means I'm more known to you. My fan base better.
Riv Academy clears.
Yeah, Riv Academy clears.
I came in talking shit the other day about Riv Academy, but
that shit didn't.
Yeah,
it backfired on you, didn't you?
Wow. Then moving.
What happened? What happened with
one time somebody was talking shit and I literally added Riv Academy, like 40 dudes just pulled up in the Discord.
What happened to Joe? He got.
Nah, I was just bored the other day, and I just went in the NBA chat. If you want to join Discord, join the Patreon, get an extra episode a week too. You were talking about Riv Academy. I just came in. I said Riv Academy's ass or some shit. I don't know. I just came in talking shit, and I forgot. I think Big O might have said something about.
If anything, you had to add
Dehls
Epic Academy or something like that to get them going.
That shit mid.
Epic's Academy.
It's falling off a cliff because Riv Academy is just.
They sent like the Lakers starting lineup from like 2011 with like Shannon Brown and shit, and said this is Riv starting 5. It was so disrespectful.
Oh,
yeah, I did see that.
Who is your starting 5?
If I had,
I know Serge is in the starting 5.
Serge is in my starting 5. Big O undoubtedly is in my starting 5.
You got Matt in there?
Fuck, he's not in my academy.
Oh, really?
He's a free agent. He will forever be a free agent.
Who did you just cut?
I didn't cut anybody.
Oh.
Serge.
Did you deny Jake also?
I didn't deny Jake.
Oh.
Me and Jake and Rico got into an argument. Serge just felt like he needed to cut them out, so he just cut them out.
He's your GM or something?
I don't know. He just did it. He was like, "You guys are arguing with Riv," and he just cut them out. I was like,
crying at that.
So you can't argue with Riv.
I was like, "Okay, well, there's that." And he was like, "Yeah, Riv, I had to get him out of there." I was like, "All right, you do what you got to do." Yeah, it's like I don't know the starting 5, but I treat everybody the same in my academy. It's like 50 of us, and we grow by the numbers.
There's 50.
It's probably like 30.
I threw a curveball to join Epic Academy just to not follow your wave. Nah, I didn't do it. I was in there for a day or two. I'm
not going to lie because it can't be a Discord user versus Riv. It has to be one of us.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
Like in order for
and I wasn't trying to
match Riv, it has to be us.
No. But also what was crazy was we had the Riv and Epic Academy, and then Joel's like, I think I got to start my own academy. That's going to mean that someone's got to switch sides. Who's joining? I was like, bro, come on. Why are you doing this?
I mean, at this point, there's no point of you doing it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. That's your thing, and you absolutely bodied it.
It's just too much work, bro.
It's really not. You just go in there, say your academy.
That's why it makes Epic happy that I'm on his side.
He's losing members, bro. He's like at 8 right now.
Oh man, damn. That's the only competition.
At this point, Novel's carrying the whole thing. At this point,
he's on Epic too. It's because Novel doesn't mess with the young guys, and all the young guys are on your squad.
Literally,
every
all
single
the young
one.
guys. Yeah.
And those are the trolls. So that's what blesses.
OD, the big.
That's what I do. I just send the trolls.
Is Dylan Rad in your academy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's one of my assistant coaches.
I like Dylan.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice. All you gotta do is interact with him.
This is hilarious.
He's one of my guys. You know.
Are you a like player coach? Like what's your vibe?
I am. I'm not. I retired from playing. I am officially the GM of Riv Academy. So I am like.
You scout.
Jerry West, Pat Riley, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's up.
I scout. I don't even scout. I just say, yo, join my academy. As soon as you join the Discord, and they be like, is that the real Riv? And I'd be like, yeah, this is me. And they be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm joining. All right, there's that.
Dude, be like scouting off Rip.
Yeah, man. You don't
even get to know them. You're just like, you're in the Patreon. All right, join up.
Fan favorite.
You are, man.
Before we start the show, don't forget to rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Rate it, write a review on Spotify, the same thing. And you can buy merch on PickAsidePodcast.com. We got a lot of shirts and hoodies. We're going to start being more calculated about our drops, too, because I want to start doing some.
We haven't done it in a minute.
Yeah, I want to do some exclusive drops, like seasonal drops, like drop by season, just like a couple, like a collection.
We have a lot of shit to do.
Yeah,
we do.
We're still up and coming, man. We got time. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can join, like you guys have been mentioning, you guys can join our Discord or our Chalkboard. Our Discord, you have to join our Patreon in order to get access. Our Chalkboard is free, so you can do either or.
And like Joel mentioned, you join our Patreon, We're doing an exclusive episode once every other week,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Twice a month.
Twice a month.
Twice a month.
That's the benefit of joining our Patreon. And you get to talk to us, and we're a little bit more active in the Discord if we're being completely honest
we're
with
completely.
Yeah.
We're not active.
Because that's our baby. Like, we love Chalkboard, of course, but we've started this Discord from the ground
I was in a
up.
chalkboard the other day, and we were talking about Paul George versus Jaylen Brown. And some dude said he'll take Jaylen Brown over Paul George. So I left for 2 seconds. I came back. They're talking about a whole nother conversation. I was like, I'm not doing this shit no more.
There's a ton of people in the
chalkboard is nuts, bro.
Are we almost at 1,000?
I think we're at 700 something.
Okay.
So we're almost there.
Jesus fucking Christ. And they all talk in the NBA chat. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's our thing, right? But
damn.
even though football, 20K last time, made me super proud.
They all talk in the NBA chat.
NWO.
That's true.
Let's
On
see.
to the
708, jeez.
Do you know what NWA means?
New World Order.
Nah, that's NWO.
So you don't know what NWA is?
I actually don't.
Really? Do you?
I don't know.
I can't say the first word, but it's N with attitude.
Oh, yeah, for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
That's the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a group.
Right, wow.
Yeah, it's a group.
I was
So
like,
were you
Ice
trying to
Cube.
catch me on a camera?
No, I just wanted to know if you knew what NWA was.
What are you asking? You know what
It's like-
NWA is? Yeah, I know it.
No, I just wanted to see if you knew what NWA was. You told me NWA.
I actually did know what it was, but I just couldn't remember.
The first thing you think
yeah.
of is NWO.
Yeah.
I get it.
Just the last word, the
Racist.
last letter. Really mess with me.
It's all right, man. It happens.
On to the first topic of the show. Bleacher Report this week put out their 2016 NBA redraft, and all I know is that it was a bit controversial. So we decided to do a redraft of the 2016 NBA draft, and we're going to just do the top 10 picks because I don't think this draft was very loaded. After the top 10, it falls off.
Can I ask you a question? Are we doing the undrafted players as well? Because there were some good undrafted.
I didn't know we were. I was just doing drafted.
That's all right.
Oh, I have
all
an
right, so
undrafted
then
player.
I'll throw
What
this.
undrafted players do you guys have?
I
Fred?
only have one. I have Fred.
Fred?
Yeah, that's
Fred was
only worth
2016?
He was
He
undrafted,
was.
yeah.
No, I knew he was in draft. He was 2016.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, he's been in the league a while. And
Little
Dorian
boys.
Finney.
What?
Dorian Finney was also undrafted 2016.
No, I get what you're saying, but what do you say?
Well, I mean, around 10-ish.
I was going to say, once you get to like
It's close.
12,
Dorian
Finney's
lockup.
going to be up there.
You know what? Trauma
not- it's
just
not
go ahead
gonna
and
be deep.
throw my list out here.
No. We're
we going
drafting. We're
around?
drafting.
We're
No,
going
no.
around.
Yeah,
We're
hold on.
drafting.
Can we?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You having Fred in there messed up my thing
I'm
a
sorry.
little bit.
I just wanted to make sure because that's definitely a name
You know
that
what?
would be.
You know
because
what?
I'm
I'm
part of
just
the
gonna
draft
I'm gonna
class,
go
even if
with
he's
what I'm gonna go
undrafted.
with.
All right,
You guys
that's
say
fine.
what you guys.
Okay.
So this is how we're gonna do it. 10 picks, right?
Oldest should go first.
One of us we're
Oldest?
each gonna give
The
we're
oldest?
each gonna give our top 10
Like 6.
from 10 to 1, going from 10 to 1. So I don't know how you guys did it, but how I did it is that I got the exact order and the teams from that draft, and I drafted based on teams. So I didn't like rank top.
Wait, are we
players.
not drafting? I'm sorry, I just missed.
No,
what
we're
you
not.
said.
They're just doing top 10, right?
I thought we were
I
drafting.
thought we were drafting.
We
Like
are
you get the
drafting.
first pick, second pick, third pick.
didn't
Oh,
do-
you wanted to do that?
Like a draft.
That's what I thought we were doing.
I was under the assumption we were doing the 10 best because I'm not going back to 2016 and thinking who's in poverty and who's ass or not.
No,
Bro,
I
just
mean,
look up the
it's a
2016.
I thought we were doing a redraft.
I thought
But
so
then
too.
you have to think about how he did it.
I
I'll be honest,
am
it's
doing
not,
that.
It's not that hard to do.
No, it's not. No, I was.
Okay, so
I-
watch this. Did you do it?
What he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
So who'd you pick first?
Well, we're spoiling
I was
now.
gonna say we're supposed to do a draft here.
All right.
Sounds very
draft. Go ahead,
unprofessional.
draft. And based
so
on your
who's
picks,
gonna-
I'm going to know if you're
Who's
lying.
gonna
or
get
not.
the first pick?
Me.
Sure.
Why
We'll
not?
go-
No,
we'll go
the
around.
way that you're
1, 2, 3,
chatting, you
4.
absolutely
I'll
don't
go last.
deserve a
I'll go
single
last. I'll
pick.
go last.
Yeah, smart. Joel, you can actually
You
go
go
first
first.
if you want.
Okay. The Sixers have the first pick.
Yes.
With the first pick, the Philadelphia 76ers are selecting Brandon Ingram.
100%.
Ben Simmons was the original pick. Brandon Ingram is the first pick in the NBA redraft.
I agree with it 100%.
Well, I can't say I agree based on how I did it.
I don't have
JB?
I
How'd you
won
did
based
it?
top 3.
How'd you do it?
I did who was the best to 10 best players of 2016.
So that's why, I mean, even if
What?
you did it like that,
You could still do
it's
this.
not crazy that he took BI.
No,
Wait, who was your first pick then?
B.I.
JB?
is 3. He's not one on my list.
Siakam?
Yeah, Siakam was one.
I respect that. I
JB?
respect it.
Siakam too.
But for Philadelphia, it makes sense why
I
you
would
go
still
BI.
take JB first. I would take B.I.
I'll just tell you, Philadelphia at the time had Robert Covington, Dario Saric, and Embiid.
Embiid wasn't playing for like 2-3 years though, right?
But Embiid, they drafted him with the 3rd pick the year before.
And we also are
still
drafting.
take JB.
So
So
we're
you were
also
gonna
drafting in hindsight. Like, Embiid's on
So
the
yeah,
squad.
okay. So BI is cool. I would take either BI or JB. I think that's
Yes,
fine.
I'm fine with that also.
Okay.
All right, Riv, you want to go second?
No,
He
I'll go
wants to go
last.
last. I'll go second.
All right, hit his music.
With the 2nd pick in 2016 NBA redraft, the Lakers are going to be taking Jaylen Brown. I was between him and Pascal Siakam. JB is improved offensively every year. We know this. Career 37% 3-point shooter. He's improved that. Looking to improve his ball handle, decision making this offseason. He averaged around
This is
24,
under the
25.
assumption that they still get AD and LeBron.
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. We're just saying in 2016, Wing, he's got basically everything you need.
Let's just get something out the way. Because we were prepared for this, you're coming off as unprepared. Because the Lakers at the time, team was D'Lo, Nick Young, Julius Randle, and Timothy Mozgov.
They needed JB, and they drafted Brandon Ingram.
So we're
He was
doing
supposed to fit in perfectly
this.
fine.
We're doing this as if we are in 2016, and we know how each player's career is going to pan out, and we're drafting them. But the situation is what it was at the time. So recapping the
The
first
thing is,
two,
you came in with a top 10 list, so you definitely did come prepared. Clearly, you just misinterpreted what was going on. Simple.
he just didn't. He came in. He ranked the top 10 players from the draft. You didn't redraft.
Yeah. So
it.
what's wrong with Jaylen Brown there? Nothing really.
Wait, what the fuck?
I thought that you were complaining.
JB
about
won, he
the pick.
said.
Yeah, I didn't say. All I asked was, is this under the assumption that they're still trading them eventually? That's all I asked.
I understand. Oh, facts. Okay. All right, you can hit mine.
Because
All right, just to recap for the first two teams, the Sixers, Brandon Ingram. The Sixers lineup is now T.J. McConnell, Brandon Ingram, Robert Covington, Sarge, and Embiid. And the Lakers now have D'Lo, Nick Young, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, and Timothy Mozgov.
All right, you can hit my music. Okay, with the 3rd pick overall, the Boston Celtics are going to be selecting Pascal Siakam. You just can't let him drop further than 3. 100% Pascal is one of the best players in this draft. And the Celtics would love to have him on his team.
Would love.
That's interesting. That is fucking.
And especially
the
go ahead,
team
there you
would
go.
now be Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Siakam, Jay Crowder, and Al Horford.
Yeah, they desperately needed a power forward.
That shit sounds nasty though. Okay, who's the 4th team?
The Suns, the Phoenix Suns.
What's their team,
The
please?
pick, their team is Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, and T.J. Warren. Their best players.
Okay, go. Cue my
Yeah,
music.
this is easy.
The real selection in real life was Dragan Bender.
Fucking
Agreed.
terrible. So with Eric Bledsoe. Oh wait, fuck.
This is easy, bro.
It's not.
It
because
is easy.
I'm gonna have to take. I have to take Ben Simmons at this point.
Okay,
I have to
okay.
take Ben Simmons. He's the best.
I like
talent
that.
on the board. He's gonna come in and immediately change the defense of the Suns. He gives me a foundation at the forward spot. I know him and Bledsoe sounds really, really fucking
But
disgusting.
you can trade Bledsoe.
Exactly. That's what.
I'm
That's what I was
surprised you
thinking.
didn't take Jamal.
No, I already have Bledsoe, and I want Ben running the 1. But defensive purposes, I like him, so I'm gonna.
I respect that.
Talent wise, you got.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
it.
I like it too.
So off the fly.
Now, with the 5th overall pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves are selecting Jamal Murray.
Yep. Great
And
pick.
now
So who's the team? Yeah.
the Timberwolves have a young core of Jamal Murray, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and Kat. And at the time, Ricky Rubio was starting with Gorky Jang. So those were the players.
So you don't pick DeJounte here.
I don't
with
pick
no
DeJounte
defense.
here. Yeah, I picked Jamal Murray. I actually wasn't going to pick DeJounte with the next pick either.
Who's the next pick?
The
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
What's their lineup?
Their lineup at the time is Drew Holiday, Solomon Hill, Dante Cunningham, and Anthony Davis.
Oh, you're fucking nuts if you don't pick DeJounte
I was going to
Murray.
say, you could cue up my music. The 6th pick, the Pelicans are going to take DeJounte Murray. I understand might not be
goodness.
a need necessarily, but if you compare him to the rest of the players on the board, this is a guy we have seen turn into an all-star, average damn near a triple-double. DeJounte Murray is just the best player on the board, even though he doesn't fill a huge need right away.
Okay,
Him and
okay,
Drew?
you
That's
guys say
tough.
that. You say that, yes, him and Drew, but think about the spacing already on this team and how it's
They
non-existent.
had Drew and Rondo.
They had AD and Cousins, bro.
you know who they
Would've
traded
picked Ram-
traded
would've
for
picked Fred.
Cousins with the pick they got.
I'll tell you what. I would have
Because
picked
in real
Fred.
life,
I
this
got
was
you.
Buddy
I
Hield
got you.
who got
He
traded,
eventually gets traded. Yeah.
who got drafted, and he
So you
got
would have
eventually
traded.
got
You would have
traded.
picked Fred.
I actually picked Malcolm Brogdon.
But, like, I can't take
It's
Brogdon
also
over
no.
DeJounte,
It's also
bro.
for
He
the
was
fact
rookie
that
of the
he-
year.
No, it's also.
I know, but come on, man. We know that
That
rookie of the year.
But bro,
was
no,
bad.
seriously. Before this year, Who was better for the most of their career, Brogdon or DeJounte
Okay,
Murray?
but it's this
Who-
year happened.
seriously.
But
Talking about
this
today,
year
though.
happened.
As
Yeah,
of today,
he
the
just averaged
season's
21.99 was an
And I
all-star.
I'm
pick-
just saying,
I'll
Malcolm
pick Fred
Brogdon
over-
has
I'll pick
been.
Fred over Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon has years where he's been better than DeJounte. DeJounte just recently eclipsed
The
him.
real Malcolm Brogdon is a 13 point per game scorer. That's like a fourth option.
I don't think
And he gets.
so.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
I
DeJounte
think
had a
so.
torn ACL, but
What'd you
Brogdon
say
gets
about
banged up
Malcolm?
almost
That's
every
the
year.
real Brogdon.
What is he?
A 13 point per game scorer. He's a
So
role
let me
player.
ask
Oh
you
my
guys
God,
this.
what do you want?
He's not a 13-point game.
No, he's
like a
not.
16, 17 point.
No, that was in
guy.
Indiana.
So
And Boston,
don't
he's
think
not
that's
gonna-
his
he's not
role.
gonna do
and
it in
Tyrese
Boston.
Halliburton's
What do
your
you
guy, and he's going to win Most Improved Player, but he's in Indiana. Does that automatically mean that
Tyrese
he's
is
not a good
21
ball player?
years old.
Okay, and Malcolm Brogdon
Is what?
He's not that old, but
He's
regardless
like
of that
28,
fact,
29.
What was Brogdon in Indiana?
At the
He wasn't
time,
the first option.
Brogdon was probably the second.
he was
Okay,
number 2
behind Sabonis.
behind Sabonis.
He had a high usage. He won't have that in Boston.
He won't.
His best roles, I feel like, are as role players in Milwaukee and will be in Boston. That's his best role.
That's like you can say the same thing for DeJounte Murray.
we don't know with DeJounte Murray. We still have to wait. And
You
see.
can assume
we'll see
with
about
it
that.
though.
I mean, but we've seen. Bro.
I
Let me
think-
ask you: Do you
he's a
think
certified starter.
what sounds better, Drew Holiday, Brogdon, AD, or Drew Holiday, DeJounte, AD?
I think defensively,
Bro,
DeJounte
Brogdon can play.
DeJounte-
Brogdon can play
DeJounte
defense
Paxson.
and he can space
Yeah,
the
that's
floor.
facts.
That's fact, but I like DeJounte.
I mean, then where's
Drew,
Fred?
and AD.
DeJounte's
I didn't
outside
do
I
undrafted
understand.
players.
I understand. Which
Fred
is why
would
I
be
was
here,
letting
though.
you off.
Fred- yeah,
Yes,
Fred
I'm
would
letting
be
you off the
here.
hook for that. Yes.
If we're doing undrafted players,
Which
Fred
is,
would
yes,
get drafted.
which is why
here.
you're going to
I
hit
have
my
Fred.
music
Okay.
right now.
I would say.
This for the Nuggets.
With the 7th pick overall, the Denver Nuggets are happily selecting Fred VanVleet. We're righting the wrongs. We're drafting this
This is
player
going
who is
fly.
undrafted right now. So, God, you can read it off for me with Fred in here.
Now with Fred
Don't pick Ty
VanVleet,
Lawson
the
again.
Nuggets have Fred VanVleet, Gary Harris, Gallinari, Kenneth Faried, and Jokic.
Okay.
And the Pelicans have Drew, DeJounte Murray, Solomon Hill, Dante Cunningham, and Anthony Davis. So they would still be bad. Now the 8th pick is the Phoenix Suns.
They had to pick again.
Yeah, so the Phoenix Suns, they had the 8th pick in this draft, and so
Are you sure it wasn't the Kings?
no, it was the Suns.
So who did they pick? Because I don't remember having 2 top 10 picks. If that's the case, they fucking folded.
The 8th pick was
Marquise Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, they folded. This draft was bad for them.
It was the
They
Kings.
went Bender and
unless you
Chris?
traded it.
No,
They
Phoenix.
went Bender and Chris.
They went Bender and
Alright.
Marquise Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's my starting lineup?
Didn't
so far?
Phoenix take
So
Bender?
right
Am I
now, since you took Ben
I'm
Simmons,
saying the Kings.
bro,
I have Phoenix taking Bender
yeah.
at 4. What are we talking
No,
about?
we're at 8.
Phoenix
Right,
Suns
eight.
at
Oh,
8 took Marquise
They probably
Chris.
traded for it.
I thought, yeah, never mind.
Whatever.
Said-
So I'm Phoenix again. Okay, I got Ben. I know I got Bledsoe. I got Booker, you said. And who's my bigs? Nobody?
Okay, I'm just gonna read off your lineup right now. The Suns currently, since you took Ben Simmons, it's Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, T.J. Warren, Ben Simmons. That's your team so far. And Tyson Chandler's the starting 5. Yeah. So
Whoa,
right
then
now
I
you can
guess.
say you need a center.
Well,
So
the
with-
only guy left on the board is Cue My Music. I guess I'm taking Sabonis.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Why are you upset?
I don't like him, but you got to take the best player available. And he's a
Bledsoe.
good passer. He has a good post up game. He's a throwback big. So yeah, I'll take Sabonis. So we're just gonna run some real strange offenses.
So the team
Make it
would
work.
be Bledsoe, Booker, Warren, Simmons, and Sabonis. That sounds like a really good team.
Offensive will be
Not gonna
fun.
lie.
Will be a fun offense.
Trade Eric Bledsoe and get him out of here for a floor space. So that sounds like a very good team. So far, to recap these picks, it's the Sixers taking Jaylen Brown. Brandon Ingram. The Lakers taking Jaylen Brown. The Celtics taking Siakam. The Suns taking Ben Simmons. The T-Wolves taking Jamal Murray. The Pelicans taking DeJounte. The Nuggets taking Fred. The Suns taking Sabonis. Now with the 9th overall pick, the Toronto Raptors are selecting. I'm going Buddy Hield here.
Makes sense.
Over Dorian?
I'm going Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
undrafted.
Yeah.
He
I'm
didn't
going.
have the
All right,
undrafted
I'm
guys.
giving you now that you have that option. Do you want to go Buddy Hield still?
What's the team again?
Right now, it's Kyle Lowry, DeRozan, Ibaka, Valanciunas.
Oh, I think you should go with Finney. Honestly,
Finney-Smith matches it,
That's why I wanted to make sure you knew you had that
I think you should go
option.
Finney.
but Buddy Hield floor space at 40% 3-point
Finney can
shooter.
shoot,
Dorian
though, and
can
he
knock it
defend.
down.
He's an elite 3 and D player. Elite 3 and D. He's
You
a
guys
3
really
and D.
you fucked me up with
I'm
this
helping you
undrafted
out.
shit.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so who went undrafted? Because I'm sure you
Fred.
got a list of undrafted players.
Fred.
It was Fred, it was Dorian, it was Caruso.
So those are only important guys.
Yeah.
Caruso, I should have picked. his ass
Caruso
over
is
some-
definitely one of those guys you could look at 10.
Who got
All right.
10?
Sure.
I'm
Fuck
going.
no, he's picking Caruso at 10.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll be damned.
All right, I'm going Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm changing my pick.
All right, that's fine.
So now the Raptors team is Lowry, DeRozan, Finney-Smith, Ibaka, Valanciunas.
Hot.
Yeah.
That's attractive.
That's cute.
That's the team.
Who they pick? Who's the original pick?
Jakob Poeltl.
That's a good pick. He's cool.
Yeah, that is a good pick. He would get picked around here.
I was
I
gonna say,
had him at 10 without the undrafted guys.
There you
I had him
go.
at 10. So
So who's up next? Joe's
I'm
up
at
next.
10.
This is the last pick.
This is. So 10th pick here. We got the Bucks, right?
Yes.
Got the Bucks. This is. I'm looking at their team right now. This is a young Giannis who's still averaging 21 at 22 years old. A young Jabari, Chris Middleton,
if I was
Rick
here,
Monroe,
I'd go
Brogdon.
Buddy. With
Oh,
Brogdon?
Buddy-
With Brogdon on the board.
Buddy's on. So
No,
we
is
have
this on the
Buddy,
board?
Fred.
Oh, then they
What,
still
is
go.
he?
They still go Brogdon. Then. Buddy, nice.
Wait, no, we
though,
took.
for this-
You took Brogdon already, right?
I thought you did take Brogdon.
I didn't
Yeah.
take Brogdon.
No?
Mm-mm.
Could have swore you did.
So we got Brogdon on the board. Fred.
no, Fred got taken to
Oh.
the Nuggets.
My bad, missed
So
that.
far, it's B.I., J.B., Siakam, Ben Simmons, Jamal Murray, DeJounte, Fred, Sabonis, Finney-Smith.
Okay.
Right now, out of the notable players, it's Jakob Poeltl, Malik Beasley, Karis LeVert, Buddy Hield, and Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
And Alex Caruso.
And Caruso. Yeah.
Say
And
Caruso.
and Zubac, if you really wanted.
Zubac okay.
I'm really between Brogdon and Buddy Hield.
Buddy with the Bucks is kind of tough.
I was gonna say that is tough. They need a guard, obviously. I'll go with.
Give me Caruso.
No, we're not doing Caruso. I'll go with Buddy Hield.
Oh my.
I'll get another
I
score in there.
respect
Someone
it.
who averaged 40% from three throughout his
Slight
career.
skill.
They'll need a point guard still, but they'll figure it out.
That's
Caruso
why
could hold it
Brogdon.
Yeah,
figure
Brogdon
it
would have been
Nah,
fine.
Brogdon was the pick. I'm not going to lie.
Now I respect the Buddy Hield pick.
They have
though.
Giannis.
So do you guys want to just go to 14?
Listen,
Because with the undrafted players, there are slightly more better players in this
We could
draft
probably go two more.
than usual.
let's go.
We can go to 14, I think. So, the teams that had the picks were 11th pick OKC, 12th Jazz, 13th Kings, and 14 Bulls.
All right, hit my music.
So the
you said
Bucks
Magic, right?
selected Buddy Hield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
The Magic.
over Karis
You
LeVert.
got OKC now.
OKC at 11.
Yeah. So just looking at the Bucks, their lineup is Buddy Hield, Tony Snell, Chris Middleton, Jabari Parker, Giannis,
You folded.
and John Henson.
Wow.
He said Buddy Hield, Tony Snell. That's the backcourt.
Tony Snell starting.
He
did
did
start-
start.
oh, he did
started
start in
the
You
this
beginning
team.
of the
folded crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't see that, bro. He started and averaged 8 a game.
Yeah, you folded ODs. just
So in
He
real
was like
life-
7th down on this list. I didn't even see his name. I'll be honest. Like,
So the 11th pick in real life was DeMontis Sabonis by OKC.
great pick.
All right,
remember that.
you can hit my music. With the 11th pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder, this guy should not be here. I'm going with Malcolm Brogdon.
That makes him tough.
You put him at the 6th man, probably the role that he was already in Milwaukee, that he strived in, that he excelled in. I think it'll fit in perfectly over there in Oklahoma.
That's a good ass pick.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
At the
Thank
time,
him.
Russell
Thanks, bro.
Westbrook,
We're
Victor
also on Team Buddy
Oladipo.
Hield. It's not
Until I realized Tony Snell was fucking starting.
The starting lineup for OKC was Westbrook, Oladipo, Roberson, Steven Adams, and Taj Gibson.
Oh wait, KD gone.
Yeah.
Ugh, that team's still ass.
Yeah,
But I
it's
get
not
it. Yeah, I forgot.
They made the playoffs. That was Russ's MVP
Yeah, I
year.
forgot KD left. Like he dead left. What team? Orlando.
The Utah Jazz, the 12th pick.
Oh,
and
what's
they
my-
selected Torian Prince.
Oh, fuck! I could do. Oh yeah, I'll easily
This
kill
is
this
easy.
shit. What's my starting five?
The Jazz at this time, let me look.
I think it was Rubio.
Listen, lock this in.
Oh no, who's my notables? Just so I can just pay homage to the other guy.
You got Zubac. You got Caruso.
That's pretty much
Malik
it.
Beasley.
So the starting lineup was Rudy Gobert, Gordon Hayward, Rodney Hood, George Hill, and Derek Favors.
Ooh, this was the Joe Johnson team.
And Joe Johnson played 78 games. He averaged 9
This
points
was
on
the
the
play
team.
when he hit the game. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Cue the music, please. Sorry. For the Utah Jazz, this team is clearly still a playoff team. I'm gonna take Alex Caruso. Based off what we've seen in hindsight, a defender, a guy who can space the floor off the bench, and he gives me consistency at the backup point guard. I can even play him in clutch moments when I need defensive stops. So give me that guy.
and he
then
can shoot.
sure we get Mitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's a movie.
So he's starting over George Hill.
Fuck yeah.
George Hill averaged 17 that year.
Oh, what George Hill could guard too? He come off the bench.
I hate George Hill.
What?
I hate him.
No, you hate the guy LeBron turned him into.
Bro, he missed a free throw. Like it doesn't need
What the
LeBron
fuck? LeBron misses free throws all the time.
to win the to win the game.
It happens.
I guess, but I can still be mad at him for it, can I?
Okay.
He
Now,
didn't shoot free
this
throws
is my
for 6
pick.
weeks.
Come.
Talking about the Sacramento Kings. At the time, the Kings were starting Darren Collison, Costa Koufis, DeMarcus Cousins, Aaron Aflalo,
Wow.
Rudy Gay, and Ben
They
McLemore.
wonder why they're in poverty.
And I'm looking at their most played lineup that year. Their most played lineup that year was Ty Lawson, Rudy Gay, Aflalo, Koufis, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Now, Koufis is crazy.
I feel like the Kings at this time need another creator. If I'm looking at it through that lens, the Sacramento Kings are selecting Karis LeVert.
Respect.
He's going to the
Good
Kings.
pick.
Bro's going to play 40 games.
Hey. He's going to play well in those 40. He is.
He's going to play well for 20, get hurt, come back, and be shit.
He might.
That's literally what he does.
He might.
Stop talking about him like that, man.
You really gassed him. You said he's better than Chris Middleton one time.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
You did.
I didn't say he
No,
was
you
better
did.
than him. I said that he can play a similar role. He can play a similar role. So now the Kings would have a team of LeVert, Cousins, Aflalo, Rudy Gay, Darren Collison, Ty Lawson. Still not that good. So now the last pick, Joel, you have the honors. The 14th pick, the Chicago Bulls.
Please do
In
what's
real
right.
life, they selected
Denzel Valentine.
Denzel
Oh, you
Valentine.
can do
Anything.
everything better than this shit.
And in real life, the Kings selected Georgios Papagiannis.
Bust.
Not ideal.
Jakob's still on the board, right?
Please.
He is.
I'm between
Facts.
two names, Jakob and Malik Beasley.
I like it.
I think those are the two I'm behind. Right now, Jimmy Butler, you have a 35-year-old D-Wade, Taj Gibson, Robin Lopez started for you, so you could go really either way.
the team was garbage.
Bro said those are the two I'm behind.
Come on, bro.
Dude, come on, man. Grow up.
Oh, my God.
Never.
I like Jakob, but he can't shoot free throws, so you can never have him
7
at the end of
fucking
game.
feet.
So I'll take Malik Beasley. Before this year, he averaged 20 the last 2 seasons. He was really solid and came in, kind of took over that
Didn't
role.
he go to jail in the middle of the
He
season?
did.
I think I made a joke about that shit one time with the pod.
So give me Malik. Malik Beasley to Chicago.
He definitely went to jail, bro.
He did. He did get arrested.
Okay.
But he still can hoop.
What's that? What's
You
that
know?
with anything?
Fucks up
So
the
did Mike
culture,
Vick.
bro.
So did Mike Vick.
Hey, listen, man. I ain't gonna
Mike
speak on
Vick
that.
came back a changed
he
man.
played for Atlanta.
What is?
What does that have to
What
do
does
with
that do?
anything?
Atlanta's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, he played for Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, fuck up the culture and shit, but I get
So
it.
the Bulls
Should've picked
most
You don't
Turtle.
really have much. You have Jimmy Butler. That's your
That team
culture.
sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ass,
saying.
but-
I have the Bulls taking Malik Beasley.
We almost beat y'all that year.
the Bulls most
didn't.
played lineup that year was Rondo, Wade,
Oh, yeah, we
Butler,
almost beat y'all that year.
Gibson, and Lopez.
Rondo doesn't go hurt. We beat y'all in the first and we upset y'all. Y'all are done. Cooked up.
So you took Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Should've took y'all.
Damn, I
You
feel
can't
like
shoot free throws,
nah,
bro.
you needed a
Fucking
big
7
man.
feet.
You didn't need it.
Bro,
but
they
yeah.
had Robin
Man,
Lopez.
but they're starting
Yes.
35-year-old
Yeah.
D-Wade.
We don't need a fucking jailbird.
Can you stop it?
I'm serious.
Can you stop it?
Bro, maybe he goes to Chicago and his life turns out differently.
I would have taken
Chicago.
Yeah, listen, I probably would have taken a big two. I
Maybe
probably would
he
have taken a
goes to
big two.
Chicago.
But I don't hate it. Malik
Yeah,
Beasley's
I
a
know,
good ball
it's
player.
fine.
Nah, he can hoop.
Yeah, he's a good
You
ball
could
player.
use both. You need a big. You have starting
need-
35-year-old D-Wade,
Hey,
bro.
man. Wait.
Like
Hey, listen.
he's a goat, but he's 35.
Legend.
So to cap up our redraft, we know that this was very sloppy, but to cap it off, we finished it. First pick, 76ers, Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
The team is now McConnell, B.I., Covington, Sarge, and Embiid. Second pick, Lakers, Jaylen Brown, D'Lo, Nick Young, J.B., Julius Randle, Mozgov. Third pick, the Celtics, Siakam, Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Siakam, Crowder, and Horford. The fourth pick, Ben Simmons by the Suns. Now they have a team of Bledsoe, Booker, Warren, and Simmons. The fifth pick, Jamal Murray by the Timberwolves. Their team would be Rubio, Jamal Murray, Levine, Wiggins, Yang, and Cat. The sixth pick, the Pelicans select DeJounte. Their team would be Drew Holiday, DeJounte Murray, Solomon Hill, Cunningham, and AD. The seventh pick, the Nuggets selecting Fred VanVleet. Their team is Fred, Gary Harris, Gallinari, Fareed, and Jokic. The eighth pick, Sabonis by the Suns. Their team is now Bledsoe, Booker, Warren, Simmons, and Sabonis. The ninth pick, Raptors select Dorian Finney-Smith. Their team is Lowry, DeRozan, Finney-Smith, Ibaka, and Valanciunas. The 10th pick, the Bucks selecting Buddy Hield. They now have a team of Buddy Hield, Tony Snell, Chris Middleton, Jabari Parker, Giannis, and John Henson. The 11th pick by OKC, they select Malcolm Brogdon. Their team is Russell Westbrook, Brogdon, Oladipo, Gibson, and Adams. The 12th pick, the Jazz select Alex Caruso, Their team is George Hill, Rodney Hood, Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, Rudy Gobert, and Caruso. The 13th pick, the Kings selecting Karis LeVert. Their team is LeVert, DeMarcus Cousins, Aflalo, and Rudy Gay. And to wrap off the lottery, the Bulls select Malik Beasley, and their team is Rajon Rondo, Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, Malik Beasley, and Robin Lopez.
Is this the one draft in the last 5-6 years that hasn't produced like a high-end all-star?
Or
JB?
superstar player?
Not JB. I'm sorry. Brandon Ingram could get to that level.
I mean like a top 15, top 17 player in the NBA.
Why can't
As
Brandon
of right
Ingram?
now, I'm saying as of right now.
No, but they're
I
pushing
guess.
it.
It was also 2016. I guess you could say years after definitely produced high-end talent.
Luka shit just produced two of them.
Well, Luka's generational.
Trey Young.
He's generational.
Ben Simmons was supposed to be the superstar.
That's facts. And he
Even
was,
Donovan
he
Mitchell.
was
Donovan
top
Mitchell
15.
draft, he jumped in the top 15. So,
There was
This
a
isn't
time
bad,
period.
though. I mean,
No.
It's all right.
Ingram All-Star, JB All-Star, Siakam All-Star, All-NBA, Ben Simmons All-NBA All-Star, DeJounte All-Star, Jamal Murray I think is an All-Star level player.
It's all right. I think
Fred is an All-Star.
I just don't hear like
Sabonis is an All-Star.
I don't hear one
There's no
superstar
superstars.
out
There's
there.
no superstars.
Brandon Ingram can be.
Or what?
And a superstar, you can be. It's not a crazy statement to
He
say.
has a better chance than JB and Siakam.
I think
think
JB is,
neither of them
is
can be a superstar,
I think he
I'll
can
be
be a
honest with you.
superstar also.
Siakam as well.
No,
Siakam, no.
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 I don't think none of them can be a superstar.
Siakam can carry better than Brandon Ingram and Jaylen Brown, though.
None of them can be top 12 players in the NBA.
Oh, Siakam already won a championship as the second best player on the team.
And Kawhi.
And Paul George with Kawhi, and he hasn't been able to do it.
They've been
Been
hurt.
hurt. Went to WCF.
Please don't
But
do that.
it's a fact, though.
I mean, come on.
1 year with Siakam is in
Hey,
the
Jalen
second
Brown
best
just did
player.
it. He
We
just went to the finals.
They went to
They didn't win, though.
multiple
Siakam
ECFs.
won. Siakam won.
Kawhi won.
Yeah, come on,
Siakam
bro.
won.
Nah, Siakam was
Against the
very
fucking-
good.
Siakam's
The
better than
Raptors as
Jalen.
a
Against
whole
the
was
fucked up
really
Warriors,
good.
bro. Like
Yeah, that's
Siakam was
true.
better than Jalen Brown. And he's better than Brandon Ingram.
As the
In the
number
final?
2, and they
No,
it's
like,
close. Oh, like
Siakam's
right
a better
now.
player.
Oh yeah, he's a better player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's,
Oh, right now, yeah.
Siakam's a better player.
absolutely.
There's no doubt.
Slightly.
No, it's no doubt.
Slightly.
It's not slightly.
Then
it's a
JB
clearing.
or Brandon Ingram?
I don't think there's a doubt.
Over JB or
there's
Brandon
not a-
Ingram?
I think it's a clearing
Both.
as opposed to like it's
I think
close, but I
Siakam's
think
better
he's
than both.
clearly better. Than
No, it's close.
Jaylen Brown.
It's
Like, not
close,
like a
but I
gap. But
understand.
it's clear Pascal's better than Jaylen Brown. But like not a clearing is like
There,
it's-
it shouldn't
it's
be a
close.
doubt that he's
Yeah.
not better than him.
What
Like,
makes it so
to be
clear?
honest.
He's literally better at probably everything on a basketball court.
You think so?
I
Except
don't-
maybe
really?
shooting.
He's not. He's not a better shooter.
Not about a 3-point.
No,
shooter.
not a better 3-point shooter. Yes.
He's a better defender.
He's more versatile. He's bigger.
No, he's a better
They're
defender.
damn- they're
Yo,
two- he's
and I'll
two
tell you what,
Pascal
Pascal,
is
and
better.
JB's a good
Pascal
defender
is a
too.
really good playmaker.
But, yeah,
like
Pascal's
really
6'9".
He's a
good.
better
6'6".
playmaker than
He's
JB.
No,
better,
easily.
He's better at damn near everything on the basketball
He's a
court.
better
He's not a
scorer.
better
than him.
3-point shooter.
I said
He's a better.
I mean, JB
You're
just
right.
averaged
and
like
he can carry.
25.
And he can carry.
Siakam's a better scorer.
JB was carrying.
What was it, like 8 games?
Okay, and
I don't know
Siakam's
if
the
he,
number
I don't
one
know.
all
I don't
year.
know if I would say JB carried. He averaged like
There were
22.
moments where he was, though.
Yes, there were
Yeah,
moments.
he has his
yes, there were
moments, but I'm saying Siakam is like a year in.
Well,
You know what
just
you're gonna
let's
get.
forget about picking these facets of their game. Siakam's just a better scorer all around than JB.
He's not a better shooter than him.
I don't know.
But he's better from the post. He's a better mid-range shooter. He's,
He's
a better
better.
finisher than
Okay,
him.
but you can't not all
He's a better
around, 'cause
rebounder, he's a better
because Jalen
defender.
Brown's
You
a
used to
better
call him the
shooter.
spinneroonie or something like that.
You
It's
did.
because his bag stinks.
His bag does.
I mean,
Jalen
Jalen Brown doesn't have a bag.
Jalen Brown, he's a weird
does
guy. He has
have
a
a
bag, but he has no
He
ball
does. He
security.
doesn't. He has a bag, but he can't execute the bag.
Siakam
ball
has a
security's
bag.
mid.
It's just not
Does
that
he?
pretty.
Siakam bag ass.
It's just not pretty, but he has a bag.
It's really bad, but no, he's better. Come on, let's stop this game. Siakam's better.
I don't think that this is massive gap.
If it
no, it's not a
wasn't,
gap, but it's clear.
if
Like,
it wasn't
give
for
me a
like,
range. Where you have Siakam
They're-
like the 20th best player.
19, 21.
Okay.
He's in that range. And Brandon Ingram is like
And JB,
22,
I'm saying.
24.
JB.
Like 22, 24.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's clearly better, but he's not like it's not like a seismic gap. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
getting into semantics here.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
we do.
exciting.
Semantics.
I know.
But you wanted to argue.
I was just curious.
casual.
I was
For the
just curious.
Sixers-
Because JB, we're not gonna act like JB just didn't put up 25 this season, played
Yo,
good
did he have-
defense,
yeah,
went to the
did he average
finals.
22 in the playoff run. Cute.
Okay,
It's
I'm just,
interesting.
I know. Okay.
It's
Listen,
for the Sixers, I didn't
what
select.
Siakam has done in the playoffs.
Didn't Jalen Brown have more
The
turnovers
bubbly
than
struggles,
assists?
but that's really it. Huh?
Didn't Jalen Brown have more turnovers than assists?
I can't confirm or deny that.
Oh, but
I
you
don't
could
know.
definitely lean towards
I don't know.
confirming
I don't know.
that.
I really don't know.
Yeah, fucking shitbag.
I didn't select Siakam with the Sixers because they had Embiid, and
Oh,
I
I
didn't
got
do it for the Lakers because of Randall.
That makes sense.
But if we're just going off of like
Hey, why
top
do you
10
like, y'all like
players,
Siakam with Embiid?
I thought they
That
could use a
works.
wing.
Okay.
I thought they
I
could use a
mean,
wing.
you took
Siakam
Yeah,
did
right.
play wing in the beginning of his career, but I get it. He's more suited
Yeah.
to like a 4. I get it. I
Yeah,
understand.
but if we're doing like just top 10 players, Siakam is number one for me.
Me too. I had Siakam at 1, JB at 2, BI at 3. So.
IJB.
But I really go back and forth with BI and Jaylen Brown. It's like depends on the day. They really go back
JB's
and forth.
defense doesn't.
Yeah, that's the BI's defense is fucking.
JB
putrid.
in the playoffs averaged 24.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. 22
Just
is
saying.
In the
That's cute.
finals, he might have low key been around like 22.
Shot 36% from 3.
He was average.
He put up his numbers.
Okay. What was the turnovers?
I could find that for you.
Confirm that.
You know it takes me a little while though.
What was
Siakam just shot 34% from 3.
No,
saw
Siakam's
the name.
really good at basketball. Like really good.
I think the year prior he only shot like 29% though.
He did.
Yeah.
On to the
Little
next
up and down.
topic.
Yeah, smart because I'm not
The-
finding this.
NBA retired Bill Russell's number.
Oh,
They're going to
man.
honor Bill Russell by retiring number 6 across all 30 NBA teams. The first player in NBA history to have his number retired across the league. And the players will also wear a patch on the right shoulder of their jersey that's going to have a shamrock-shaped logo with the number 6 inside of it. Players who currently wear number 6 are LeBron, Porzingis, Caruso, Montrezl Harrell, and Lou Will, along with others.
Montrezl.
Those players do not have to give up their numbers. They can still wear those numbers, but obviously, maybe out of respect.
I think that would have been nice if they had to
They-
give up their numbers.
Yeah, I think out of respect, maybe they do change the numbers, but his number is going to be retired across the league.
I'm very interested to see how many people are going to do this for in NBA history. Because Kareem's
That's the
old.
first one.
Michael Jordan and Magic will get there eventually.
But the thing
Larry
is,
Bird.
they didn't retire his number because he passed away. They retired his number because of the things that he did not only for basketball but outside of basketball.
No, I get what I'm saying, but I'm saying like there's other guys that's obviously done. So I'm interested to see how many guys they do.
Well, they did
this
that-
for.
they
but
did
he
as a
was
tribute to him.
first. Like he was the he's.
undoubtedly. Well,
And I'm
could-
not saying
they
you don't
could've-
know that
Because
No.
they could
In
have been
sports?
retired
No,
this number.
for basketball, which
Yeah.
is why Jackie Robinson's numbers retired throughout of all baseball. Because
Not to the same degree, but
correct.
Michael Jordan, when he retired, a lot of teams said
Miami
that no
did it.
other players wearing this number.
Miami retired his jersey. He never played a game for them.
It's crazy.
That's why I'm saying like how many people are we gonna do? I think it's dope that we do it. Like I feel like
But that was the reason. It's bigger than basketball with
Yes.
Bill Russell.
so
Kareem
Kareem's
too,
gonna
though.
do it. They should do
Kareem,
it.
they definitely could.
They should, I think. Kareem? Yeah, they should. He's bigger than basketball. That's gonna be tough.
What about LeBron?
No
He'd
problem.
switch his numbers too often, I guess.
Well, number 6 can't be, so it'd be
Well,
23.
23 can't be
Yeah,
either. That's
yeah.
Jordan.
That's why his numbers after LeBron, his numbers after Dr. J. I don't believe it's after Bill Russell, if I'm being completely honest,
Do you know why he picks it?
because of Dr. J.
Oh.
Damn, LeBron's kind of fucked. He should have picked a
Yes.
different jersey.
No, I mean, listen, he was paying homage to his role models.
You don't think they'll retire number 23 and just have it for Jordan
LeBron's
and LeBron?
LeBron's going to have his number
Well,
retired
Miami
in
literally-
3 spots.
Well-
I think they'll retire his number in L.A. They'll retire his number in Miami. They'll retire his number in Cleveland. Miami already said they're going to retire number 6.
Well, yeah. I get it. Number 6, obviously, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson?
I see it, but it's not what
If
they
they
did
didn't do
was
it for
solely
Kobe, I
basketball.
don't think they'll do it for Magic.
They should have did it for Kobe, right?
Should've.
What you think?
But that's another one they have that he had 2 numbers.
But I feel like 24 is
24
more.
is his. 8 is
It's more
his, too.
his.
They're both his numbers.
The fact that the Lakers retired both was respect to Kobe Bryant in and of itself, in my
They
opinion.
had to though.
Yeah.
You can't not retire Kobe's number.
I don't
literally
disagree at
can't,
all.
Yeah. Yeah. If they, that's why I don't think if they did it for Kobe, they didn't do it for Kobe. They're probably not going to do it
Nah,
for
I
Magic.
just think
and Bird.
league wide, especially that the impact that Bill Russell left outside of the basketball court is why they felt that this was the perfect guy to be the first that they retired the
He's a
number.
pioneer.
Yes.
They might
Yeah.
fuck around
Correct.
and do it for Jerry West. He's the logo. They
Nobody
might.
wears his number though.
I think him
Sure.
being the
44?
logo is enough.
The logo died.
Not
is
enough
nuts.
as in like exactly. He's the logo and they've refused to change it. They didn't make it Michael. They didn't make it Kobe even after people wanted it to.
It'll probably just be MJ, Kareem. Those probably be LeBron. Because what he does.
Like that's
outside of
something that
basketball is-
LeBron could potentially be one day. The actual logo.
No.
If they haven't done for any of these guys, you think?
No,
Of
I
course,
say
right.
because again, like we said, number thing is probably not going to happen. Maybe he'll have an award named after him, but it's the Bill Russell MVP award. That shouldn't change.
They're not gonna. If they
Like,
didn't.
there's one thing I can see.
If they
the
didn't do
logo
it
is
for
possible.
MJ or Kobe, I doubt they're gonna do it for LeBron.
I feel the same
They
way.
were way more.
Fair enough.
They were more popular than LeBron.
In what way?
What do you-
Popular? I don't know if that's the word I'd use.
I don't want to. go to back and forth and do the squabble with you, young man.
I get. We don't need to argue. I just think that the popular is
They couldn't
strong.
make Kobe the logo though.
They
Just because of
why
his
not?
in early 2000
They could have made MJ the
his
logo.
rape case.
Yeah, there's.
I think. Yeah, I mean.
And Michael Jordan
Say,
didn't.
MJ has some little baggage too.
And MJ didn't
the
really
thing
help
is,
the
if you
community.
want to
like
think
that.
about just
LeBron is built a school.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
no,
LeBron
has
doesn't have
done
a
more
blemish on his resume.
philanthropic work.
But I think like the basketball, like for what he's done for the basketball community, I think they look at that more like at an extreme rate than what they've done outside of basketball.
and look what he's done for basketball.
Well, look what MJ and Kobe have done for basketball.
I'm not saying that that's
LeBron
not
did
Listen,
true.
we're
more,
talking
though.
the best of the
in
best.
terms of
dude.
basketball.
for Kobe.
really
yeah.
nitpicking.
I was going to
Kobe.
say now if we're talking Michael, he made it global. He made it absolutely worldwide.
Yeah.
But LeBron obviously
player
has left
movement.
it. Yeah, exact. Not just the player movement.
LeBron
either.
built a school.
I don't think that has anything to do with basketball.
I think
No,
it
but
does.
that's a big
But
reason
see,
why
but
Bill Russell's number got retired.
Well, all
I
of
think,
his
but his
social
was,
work.
but building a school in
Yes,
what
and marching
Bill
with
did
MLK.
is
yeah,
kinda
it is
little- I
different.
ain't on
But
the
LeBron,
same-
regardless, giving back to the community, the
and
yeah.
Bron's and very social, very vocal
yes.
in his stances.
that could fuck him up though in the long run.
See, people like to say that, but you know what? At least he's taking a stand.
No, I'm not saying that could fuck him up.
And
There's
Bill was
people
also the
that-
first black coach,
There's
Shout out
people
to
that
Bill.
criticize Derek Jeter
Was
because
he the first player coach?
Yeah.
He was for the first both.
there are people
Fucking
that
dope.
criticize
And won back-to-back
Derek
chips.
Jeter for when he was actively playing that he didn't say enough.
Mhm.
Whether I don't fully agree with that. He's allowed to do whatever and say whatever he wants. But to LeBron's credit, LeBron does not care about how people view him, how people think about his opinions, because he wants his opinions to be known. And that's his right.
If you guys were a player, would you say anything? Like, would you speak out? If you were a high
I would
level
hope so,
NBA
personally.
It depends if I'm passionate about the topic, yo.
I don't think I would. Just
I-
because, like you said, I'm not passionate about
Yeah.
this shit. So
I was just about to mention that. I don't. Since I mentioned you haven't really been like a politics guy. You know?
I'm not a huge politics
Stay in my
guy, but if
lane.
I feel like it needs to be spoken on, I'll speak on it.
I agree, especially if you're the leader of the team, or if seen as like the face of the league, like LeBron is.
I just look at it as like if I ain't gonna have the power to change it, so I say anything.
But I mean, MJ kind of
who
MJ
knows?
strayed away from
Yeah,
it, while
he did
LeBron took
too.
it
He did
head on.
too.
You know, but you can if you're LeBron, you can change.
And
it.
I
You
only
are
Hey,
the person that
Jordan
can
Jordan
change
made
it.
a comment saying that Republicans buy sneakers too.
He
That's
did
why
say
he
that.
didn't speak out,
'Cause yeah,
because he didn't want to mess up his sales.
but also like at this point,
I
LeBron's
get
making
it.
so much money. It doesn't matter who he pisses off. Like it's not gonna bother him.
I definitely get that. I mean, I would just probably lock in on my family, like as long as they good. Kind of got to be selfish in some moments.
That's
like that.
and listen, that's why I don't hate that opinion at all,
Especially
because that's your right as a
the
human
big
being.
following I have. Somebody could
Because that's what Derek Jeter did. He put his career first. He didn't want anything to interrupt that, and that's perfectly okay.
get that.
I saw a video saying how Derek Jeter is an overrated player. He's like
He's-
overrated. all the
There are a
time.
lot of takes that Jeter was overrated.
What makes him
It's kinda
overrated?
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. People like to say that
His
he
defense.
wasn't a great shortstop.
Yeah, he has a ton of Gold Gloves, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He has a
And,
good amount.
Like his advanced stats for defense are pretty pitiful.
So he's not a good defender.
Yeah, but
He is.
he's amazing.
I'm so confused. Is he not a good defender? Is he a good defender?
He's the numbers. He's got the Gold Glove, which is the best
So he
defender
has
to get
the-
the
he
Gold
has the
Glove. But
awards,
if you
but
look
he
at
doesn't
his
have the
advanced stats,
statistics.
yes,
He's like Rudy
He's like,
Gobert.
I was just about to fucking say that.
But I thought Rudy Gobert does have the advanced
But
stats.
it's like flip. Like he has, but people, the
it's the other
people
way
don't
around.
view him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like flip. Damn.
And
Jeter?
Jeter won, bro, so it didn't
yeah,
matter.
Jeter.
But
5
Jeter
chips.
won because his team was souped
Isn't
up.
isn't
But,
winning
and he
not
was
that
also amazing.
isn't winning not that important in baseball as an individual?
It matters.
World Series matter just like Super Bowls or
matters.
NBA chips. If you're getting the Hall
There's
of
a
Fame,
reason
shit
why
like that,
Jeter's held to such high
If
regard.
he didn't have the 5 chips, facts, we would not be talking like this.
Really?
Because people love to even.
Because don't people boost up Clayton Kershaw? And he hasn't won. Or what's that
He
pitcher
didn't.
that kept losing? He was
Kershaw
losing,
lost in the
It was
playoffs.
Kershaw.
Tom.
and he was. But they still like he's still the best.
He was
Yeah, but
one of the best pitchers in the
They
regular
wanted
season
to
every year.
associate him with being one of the greatest ever. Then he wouldn't win in the playoffs, and he was kind of buns in the playoffs.
But was it him not winning?
It was
'Cause
him.
It's the team.
No, it was him. He
Baseball
was,
is like-
he would
but
be
he had bad
he was
performances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he led a lot of runs.
Because don't you got the pitcher and then you got the relief and then you
Yeah,
got the
but no,
closer.
him individually did not play well in the
Like
playoffs.
as hindsight has treated us well, I'm taking Justin Verlander over Clayton Kershaw. And
Yeah.
years ago, I would have
Yeah.
never said that
Interesting. The
because
winner.
Justin Verlander has aged like wine,
But didn't he
and
cheat?
this guy, his team cheated. He did. He's
He
a
wasn't,
pitcher.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter the pitcher.
The cheater, low key on the Astros was Garrett Cole.
Well, he's gone.
Ironic.
He's on the Yankees.
He sucks.
He's not. He doesn't suck.
His legendary streak.
He's
was
not
with
better
us.
than Jacob DeGrom
He's not.
Definitely not.
or Scherzer.
He would have been better
No.
if he was with us still.
Yeah, because he'd still be cheating.
Spider Tech.
He never would have gotten caught.
Hey, you didn't know he was on a legendary run like that.
I didn't know he was on the sticky stuff,
he was on a
man.
fucking tear.
I wish they would have let him keep doing it.
He was on a tear. They was like, Garrett,
Bro, they took it away from him. They took it away from Chapman, and both of them just said,
Chapman's been doing better lately.
Yo, he's been great lately.
Doing better.
Rev, you mentioned it earlier how they have awards named after certain players now, like Magic Johnson in the West when you win the West Conference Finals, and now in the East Conference with Larry Bird. We're going to debate East versus West because I think both conferences are tough. In the past, this was easily the Western Conference, but I think the Eastern Conference has caught up. But how much has it caught up? Is the East now tougher than the West? Is the West still tougher? We're going to talk about it right now. So, Riv, what conference do you think is going to be the tougher one next season?
I'm going to go, I think the East is a little bit deeper in terms of they have more good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack, or they're just really good teams. Even the young teams in the East are going to be really competitive this year. They might not win some games, but you look at Detroit, you look at Orlando, those are going to be some competitive, tough teams. But in terms of top-heavy, I'm going to go with the West. I like the top-heavy teams, Denver, the Clippers, the Warriors. You could put Memphis in the conversation, Phoenix in the regular season. They're going to be dogs, Dallas. I look at the East, and it's just the Bucks and Boston. You know, I think Miami's a really good team, but they go as far as Jimmy Butler can take them. You know, Philly, it's still a wait-and-see process. We don't know what they're going to look like.
I don't love the Miami opinion. I see where
I
you're
said
coming
they're good.
from.
You know, they go
They
as
were
far
a game away from the finals,
You don't even
dude.
like Miami.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Exactly. I'm still respecting them. They were a game away from the finals, dude.
I like the West.
And the Sixers, and I'm not even saying
I have to see.
good
wait,
squad.
Wait and
dude.
see. I have to wait and see on Philly. But I like the West as a top heavy conference. You know, you got surprise teams like Pelicans. They could show you something different. Memphis could, when Jared Jackson comes back, they could come out and blossom. So I like the West in terms of the top heavy part, but in terms of just more good teams, I like the East in that regard.
I actually disagree with your statement. I think that the West has better teams. I think they are more top-heavy in terms of their contenders, and I think they also have better teams top to bottom. The only team in the West you can say is you don't think they'll be that competitive is the Houston Rockets. That's really it.
The Spurs?
The Spurs to an extent,
that competitive?
Yeah. That competitive, yeah.
Like, in what sense exactly?
They'll be at the bottom of the barrel.
Like they're not competing for a play-in.
I mean,
Yo, bro.
the Spurs?
Wait. The play-in is a 10th seed, right?
I'm
So
saying if
the
you're not
Rockets-
competing for
the Rockets
the
and the
play-in, you're
Spurs.
not.
So 13
You're saying
seeds
OKC
competing
can
for
be
the play-in?
competitive next season?
No, I'm saying
OKC,
if you're like 7
he
games beyond the
mentioned-
10th seed, you're done.
Well, I mean,
Riv
the 10th
mentioned-
seed was like, what, 8 games behind 8th?
The 10th seed was 34 and 48. The Clippers were 42
They were
and
still
40.
competitive.
Riv mentioned how the young teams in the East, like the Orlandos and the Detroits and the Pacers.
I didn't say the Pacers, just the first
But
two.
those are the young teams. Those that's what I think.
I
you're
think
from.
I get it.
Pacers,
I get it.
OKC is just as competitive as those teams.
I see where you're coming
Why,
from.
if Shea is healthy, why aren't OKC just as good or not, if not better than Detroit or Orlando?
And what about
I like the moves Detroit made. OKC, outside of the draft, didn't make many moves to me to say they would be as good as Detroit.
They have Josh Giddey from last year. They drafted is really good. Lou Dort is one of the better.
No,
Jazz,
I'm here with you.
players.
And what about the Jazz?
If they have Donovan Mitchell still, they'll be competitive at
But we
least.
don't-
Is that why you didn't say the Blazers also? Because I don't think they're really like.
No,
these
I
two
say
teams
the
are not
Blazers. That's what I'm saying. Let me get into what I'm saying.
Okay.
The contenders in the West for me: Warriors, Clippers, Nuggets, Mavs. The T-Wolves, too, are contenders for me.
Grizzlies.
The
There's
Grizzlies.
playoff contenders.
I think that all these teams have a capability of going to the finals.
The NBA Finals.
Yes.
The Timberwolves.
Yes. I don't know why that's so funny.
We disagree on that.
If Anthony
the
Edwards,
Grizzlies, you said.
if Anthony Edwards takes a leap,
I don't.
and Rudy
You
Gobert,
listed a ton of teams, which is why I threw in the Grizzlies.
Did you say the Grizzlies?
I think the Grizzlies are pretenders, but who's to say they can't make another jump and make a run like that?
I'm asking you. Do you think
It's not crazy to say.
I don't think
It's
that.
just the
but
West is
I
open.
I don't think that, but there are people that definitely think the Grizzlies can be contenders.
I don't know if there's six.
no.
Final.
It's
If
just
the
the 2 seed
Warriors-
is low key open in the West because we know how great at least in the conference finals we know how the Warriors are going to be there. But it's that 2 seed. We think it's going to be the Clippers, but what does Kawhi look like? Him and Paul George together, and then you have all these other teams that could come and be that 2 seed and be in the conference finals. It's not like there's two. Like we know the Warriors, but who's that going to be that second team that's really going to dominate? There's a lot of teams that could fill that role.
Can the Warriors make the finals?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Can the Clippers make the finals?
Yes.
1,000%.
Can the Nuggets make the finals?
Yes.
Can the Mavs make the finals?
Maybe.
They could.
Maybe. But they weren't even really competitive with the Warriors.
It wasn't close.
That's what I'm saying.
They
They got a
better.
game.
They got better.
Slightly.
They got Christian Wood and Lois Bronson.
And JaVale McGee.
And Lois Bronson.
They got slightly better. They got better. I don't know
Can
if
the
those are better.
T-Wolves make the finals?
No.
Why not?
Because they can't beat the 3 teams you named before.
They
I gotta
can
see.
beat. They
I
can
gotta
beat
see them on the
Denver.
court together.
They can't beat the
Before you
Clippers.
say
They
this,
can't beat
all
the
right.
Warriors.
Before you say this, you got to see them on the court. I don't disagree with what you're saying as of right now,
I'm
where we stand
projecting.
2022. Correct, but we got to see those 3
Can
play
the Grizzlies
together.
make the finals?
No. Nah.
They could.
They can't.
Why can't they?
I don't think they can beat the
But that's- all right,
three-top
see,
team.
that- but that's
if
not
you
a
think
reason.
if you're gonna sit here and really say I think these teams can beat all these teams,
Your 3 are the Warriors, Clippers, and Nuggets?
yeah,
Okay.
those are the 3.
You're relying on MPJ to stay healthy. Jamal's coming off an ACL. Like the Nuggets aren't solidified at
no,
you know
they're
what I'm
not as
saying?
solidified as the top 2.
Like what makes them as solidified as the other teams are naming? Like
I just think
Timberwolves
if you bring those pieces back next to Joker and what we just seen Joker do by himself,
They
you know
be.
what's
I
a,
think
you
they
know,
can be.
you know
I
what's
think-
a better
I think-
question? Can these teams make the conference finals?
all
Yeah,
of
okay,
these
that
are
is
yeses.
fair.
All of these are yeses.
But
Can the Pelicans make the conference finals?
Yes.
If with Zion healthy,
well, we're
they
assuming
can.
everyone's healthy. You're assuming MPJ is going to stay
we're
healthy,
assuming
so you got to
everybody's-
assume
the problem
Zion
is you have to beat one of those 3 teams
Okay,
to
but
get to the conference
listen.
finals.
Well, why can't they beat the Clippers?
Aye. Clippers are going to be really
George-
good.
They're going to be really good, but they've been beaten before. They have not made the
Not by no damn Pelicans.
Joker beat them.
Yeah, the Joker, a top 5 player in the world.
Yeah, the way you said that was crazy.
Joker,
Just the way you came
but
across.
he came back 3-1.
and Jamal had
Jamal
to
went
go
all world.
nuclear
Yeah,
in
he
Game
went
7.
crazy.
Okay, the
And he's coming back,
the
though.
Warriors can make the conference finals. The Clippers, the Nuggets, the Mavs, the T-Wolves, the Grizzlies, the Pels. Can the Suns make the conference finals?
That's a lot of teams, bro.
That's
what-
8
yeah.
teams, though. That's why I'm saying the West is stacked.
No, I don't agree with that.
The Grizzlies can make the conference finals, bro. They were giving the Warriors a fight, and then Ja got hurt. What are we talking about here?
The West did get better.
We look at then I'm saying we look at the East. The Heat can make the conference finals. The Celtics can. The Bucks can. The Sixers, the Nets, if they stay together, can as well. The Raptors, I don't think can.
No.
The Hawks, I don't think can.
No.
The Bulls, I don't think can. And the Cavs, I don't think can.
Let them ascend. They're a young
That's
team.
what I'm saying. That's why the
They're young,
West,
but-
in my opinion, is more stacked.
Because they're here now.
Yes.
The teams in the West are here now.
To an extent, why are the Hawks not here now?
This is the Hawks now team.
The Hawks did go to an Eastern Conference Finals, though.
Are the Bulls not a here now team?
I think the Bulls, when they were healthy last season, were among one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
Are they? So are they? Can they make the conference finals?
They can if they're fully healthy.
I don't think the Bulls can.
Yo, bro. Wait a
don't
minute.
think they
Wait.
See, but that's the thing. Like,
They can't make
If
the
you
Pelicans,
think-
the Pelicans,
if you think
the Grizzlies, Timberwolves
can make the fucking finals. We
Eastern
definitely
Conference.
can.
The
Western
Timberwolves
Conference.
are better than you.
Yeah, but
They're
they
better than you.
They're gonna
They're
play
way
better.
better than
They're gonna
you.
play. first
They're
of all,
way better.
They're gonna
than
play
you.
better teams.
Anthony Edwards is gonna be better than everybody.
They
on your
both
team.
for first round exits.
Better than your team.
They're gonna both for
If
first
they
round
Edwards
exits.
is they're gonna
than
play
your entire
better
team.
teams. Like
Cat
this-
is better than your entire team. Let's stop that.
They're gonna
They
play
have,
better
they have
teams.
three. And when we if we talk
I
about
don't know what he's
if we
saying.
talk about
I don't
PER and
know.
impact, Rudy Gobert is
This man
is
said
better
we're
than the Bulls
talking
too.
He sounds like me, so I can't hate.
Yeah.
Bro, let's stop playing, bro. The Timberwolves are better than
8
than the
teams
Bulls.
is fucking nuts. That's
a lot of
that's
teams.
Nuts.
That's a lot of teams, but
That's
that's,
the
what I'm saying.
whole playoffs.
I see the
The
vision
West,
with the Timberwolves.
the West
though, I
is
do.
open.
You have
the West
a
is
Bonnie
not
guard now.
open.
Yes, it is open.
No, not as open.
How
as
is
it
it
was
not
this
Grizzlies
open?
to win the NBA
Not as-
championship
not
in
as-
2020.
How is it not open?
So, just to go to my argument real quick.
But yeah,
Did they get better?
But yeah, who got better?
The Grizzlies.
It depends on players that they have.
So you
to
have to
take
wait and
weeks.
see.
But they're exactly, which is what I was saying about the Timberwolves, which is
Okay, so
why I
take
feel
them off
like
the
I don't
list.
like your fine.
So take them off the list.
Fine.
Because if I can't project
Fine.
that they won't, you
Fine.
can't project that they
I
will.
agree. I didn't say that they
So
will.
take the-
though,
so I'm saying
which is
take
what
them
I
off the
agree
list.
I
with.
didn't project that they will, but I can see where they can make the conference finals.
And I
though.
can see where they won't.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying to him. Not you. That's what I'm saying to him.
Even though,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to him.
But the thing with the Grizzlies, though, is they were damn good last season. They were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, and they're only getting more experience, and they're growing together.
What's to say they can't pull Atlanta?
Say that one more time.
What's to say they can't pull out Atlanta
and go to
and bring the same team back, lose maybe a piece or two, and then flop?
Because they have a defensive identity.
Exactly.
I think they'll make the playoffs. I'm not saying they'll just completely drop out, but
they have a great
lot of
defensive
teams
unit,
made
great defensive-minded
moves.
head coach.
I get, but a lot of teams made moves.
Do you think Ja Moran gets better?
Exactly the question. You know
Do you
that
think
in your
Desmond
heart.
Bane gets better?
Yes, he can.
He doesn't get better. He's in his third season. He doesn't get better.
He's bad good.
He stops getting better.
He'll slightly. You literally said
I
on
know,
Desmond
you've been
Bane.
slow on.
No, but I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
No, but don't try to throw that in my face.
No,
I
I'm
think that he
asking
can
you.
get
I was
better.
thinking.
I'm
I was
asking you.
thinking. You didn't let me think.
Can you
didn't let me
answer?
think. I think he'll slightly get better.
What's
And
his
what's
ceiling?
that?
I think his ceiling is Chris Middleton.
What is he now? What is he now?
don't
He's
think
one of
he'll
the
get there
best.
now.
He's literally a top 5 3-and-D player in the NBA.
I'm not saying next
fair.
season. I think his ceiling is Chris Middleton, though. That's not a rude thing to say either about him.
I don't
No,
think he'll
not
get
at
there.
all.
But yeah, but back to what you said. You said there's 8 teams. Last
I
year,
don't
the
think there was 8
Wolves
teams.
were the 7th seed and took the Grizzlies to 6 and
and
could have won
lost
that.
in the first round.
And they could have, but they could have easily won that series. That series would.
I don't care what they could have did if they didn't do it.
The 2nd seed and the 7th seed were
King.
literally neck and neck.
Yes,
last
Grandma
year.
and
had
they
balls.
lost.
Be a grandfather.
But that's not. You guys are
I
missing
know
the
what you
point.
mean. I know what you're saying.
Was the 2nd seed in the West and the 7th seed in the West not neck and neck last year?
Yes.
It was neck and neck. So what's to say this is not going to be the same thing?
Just because a first round matchup is neck and neck, don't mean that they can go to the WCF.
All right, the 3 and 6.
Because the WCF last year wasn't the
competition, right?
WCF wasn't even neck and neck. It was an ass whipping, a legit an ass whipping. That's what the Warriors did to Dallas. The Western Conference Final was a ass whipping. So we can't just say, oh, because they went neck and neck with Memphis. That was a bad
matchups,
matchup.
correct.
It's matchups, yes,
true.
but that doesn't mean they're gonna just automatically go to the WCF. No, they still got to be one of the top teams. They
And
still got to.
the Wolves, in doing that, added a top 20 impactful player in the NBA.
No, I give you, but that's Rudy Gobert. That when he plays
So
the
you're in on
Clippers,
Rudy?
that's his worst matchup.
I'm in on
He
Rudy.
can't.
You're in?
Rudy Gobert
I've
against
been
the
in on
Clippers.
bad.
That's
That's
his
bad.
kryptonite.
Yeah.
The Clippers.
That's
You
bad.
do know that, right?
That's bad.
That's his kryptonite. You do know that, right?
They can play small too.
Who?
The Wolves can.
But he's
I get you,
taking
but that
Rudy
takes
off.
Rudy
You
off
can't
the
take
court.
Rudy off
which
the
means
court,
now
though.
you're playing
Why
in the
can't you
Clippers'
take
favor
him off the court?
because
'Cause you
that's
traded
a
a good amount of your
did
team
you
for him.
not, you know what?
It's based on matchups, bro. If
The Clippers
if
How
are
are you gonna
bad
play
matchup for
small?
the
How are you gonna
Timberwolves.
play small with Gobert and Cat?
you can get Gobert off the court, and now you have
Cat
So we
D'Lo-
just said
Yeah, but then I know Gobert's off the court.
D'Lo, Anthony Edwards, McDaniels, Anderson, and Cat. There's a small
that's
lineup.
no,
fine, but
you're
you're taking
taking
Gobert
a
off.
top 20 impactful
That
player off the
lineup
court.
still features 3 prominent players:
Who's the 3?
D'Lo, Ant-Man, and Cat.
You're gonna wait on D'Lo.
and
that's tough.
and Jalen McDaniels last year was
gonna
literally
improve.
one of the best
But-
defenders
alright,
in the
he's gonna
NBA.
improve.
But then the lineup for the Clippers
That
is
just puts the Clippers in their comfort zone. Now you're gonna play their game.
exactly because the lineup for the Clippers,
Easily.
you have John Wall, you have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Norman
You
Powell,
know what?
and Robert Covington.
This is what I'm getting sick of. I'm actually getting sick of this. I'm getting sick of this because every year we do the same thing where we overrate the Clippers and talk so highly of them, and they don't accomplish shit.
'Cause they have to
stay
until
healthy.
they do something.
have to stay
Let's
healthy.
put them in this conversation.
Listen, you want to talk to me about that? I'm fine with that. I don't love the Clippers.
So
by
what
any
have the
means, but I
Timberwolves
have
done?
to acknowledge the truth.
What
They're
have the
a great
Timberwolves
roster.
done?
They just ended their
What has Rudy
playoff
Gobert
drought.
done?
They just ended their playoff
What the
drought.
hell does that mean?
What do you mean? That's an accomplishment
The
for a team
Clippers-
like
So the
that.
Clippers
The
went to the
Clippers went to the
WCF.
Western- yeah,
You
they
see how
went to
you're contradicting yourself?
They went
You're
to the
not
Western
making
Conference
sense. The
Finals
Clippers just
without
went to the
their best
WCF
player.
and their
Without
star
their
player
best-
got
correct,
hurt.
correct.
You just pumped up a team that won a play-in game and then lost in the first round, but they finally got there. That's a walking contradiction. It doesn't make sense. One team went to the WCF. You have to praise them more because they got better. Another team lost in their first round after a play-in game.
It's not about
a
praising them
play-in
more.
game.
It's not about praising
But
them
you-
more.
but you
it's
just-
about this. This is what it's really about.
Talk to me.
You are making it sound like the Clippers are unbeatable.
No, I did
That's what
not.
you're making it sound like.
No, he didn't.
You guys are making it sound like the Clippers cannot be beaten. Like
Nah,
the
they still think
like
they'll
the
be beaten by the
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
You are
Timberwolves.
you are
They still
acting
think
like the
Wolves.
Timberwolves don't have a chance against the Clippers. Yes, they do have
they
a
have a
chance.
20% chance? What's
No,
the
they have a
chance?
40, 60%, 40 to 50% chance of beating that team.
Huh?
The
think
Timberwolves.
that
You guys, and this what I'm saying. You guys are undermining the impact
You are.
Rudy
You're higher-
Gobert
you're higher
is
than
going to
Timberwolves.
have on the Timberwolves. Not only defensively,
But if you have to take
but
Gobert off the
leap-
court-
but the leap McDaniels is going to make that
You just
doesn't.
said you're
That
taking
doesn't,
Gobert
that
has
doesn't
off
have
the
to
court.
happen though. The reason Gobert got taken off the court in the playoffs is because his fucking perimeter defenders are not able to defend and keep their man in front of them.
Agreed.
That's not going to happen in Minnesota. So he's going to be able to do what he does at a high level. And offensively, the offense he generates off of screen assists and off of his screens and off of rolling to the basket, the gravity is going to make their offense that much better.
So wait.
That's what you're not realizing.
Let me ask you a
He's
question.
not going to get played off.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
What do you mean? If
No,
if
Rudy
a
has gravity.
7'2" man is rolling to the rim, doesn't have gravity?
Interesting.
I said you were right.
Okay.
I did flip this.
All right.
But let me ask you a question. When the Utah Jazz played the Clippers in the playoffs and Reggie Jackson, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George kept making Rudy Gobert switch on them, what did he look like? Did he look like a generational top 20 impact player, or did he look like a fucking cone? He looked like a legit cone out there. So I asked you this question. When they play the Timberwolves and they run out D-Lo, Ant Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, and Rudy Gobert. Shout out to Ant Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. They're going to hold their own. And Kawhi Leonard puts D'Lo.
is a good defender.
Okay, but Kawhi Leonard puts D'Lo.
And Paul
he puts
George,
Gobert.
bro,
He
way.
puts Cat in a switch, forcing them to come outside. What are they going to do? Because this is still a mismatch problem. They're going to play 5 shooters out there. Somebody has to help. You just admitted to Dehls, Rudy Gobert, they can take him off the court and run small ball, which is the Clippers. That's their scheme. That's what you just asked.
What I actually said is that the Timberwolves can play a small ball lineup.
Which is what I just said.
The difference between the Timberwolves and the Jazz is that the Jazz had one lineup and one lineup only. They could not run anything else.
I agree with you.
The Timberwolves have versatility, which if they are getting killed in a matchup, what you're saying, and that's a hypothetical that they're gonna get killed in that way. Yeah. If they are getting killed in that way, they can switch up their game plan. That's what I'm saying. That's what the Wolves have an advantage over the Jazz. And McDaniels is literally an elite defender. Ant-Man can be an all-NBA defender. D'Lo was a good defender. Rudy Gobert's going to thrive in that system. And offensively, it's going to make D'Lo's life that much easier because now he has a rim runner as his pick-and-roll partner. It's going to make them that much dangerous. Like, I don't know. The Timberwolves, yes, they can make their contenders in the West. They are.
I don't know if there's 8 contenders.
So who'd you pick, T-Wolves and Clippers?
I would prefer.
I
think the Clippers in 6 or 7. Clippers in 6 or 7, but that's a tough, grinded out series, and it can go either way. I think.
I mean, just because
I don't think that series is like, oh, it's a sweep. The Clippers are gonna.
Well, I don't think nobody was saying that.
Are gonna just mollywop.
No, I don't think. Nobody
You're making it sound like they don't have a chance against.
No,
them.
I just don't think they would win, regardless if it's a 6-7 game series. You just admitted you would favor the Clippers. That's what you just admitted. And all we're saying is we don't think the Timbs will beat the Clippers. We never admitted what the series would look like.
This whole conversation started from are they contenders or are they not?
Well, to be a contender, you have to be a top team. You have to be able to beat the top. You just admitted you don't believe they can beat a top team.
No, I said they can beat a top team, but I think the Clippers ultimately win. But that doesn't mean I don't give them a chance.
See, but that's the thing. You're not picking a side.
You're
there,
just
Cam.
giving.
No, I am picking a side because
really.
See, but then it allows you a room where you're still right.
The Timberwolves, their ceiling, are they not a contender? Their ceiling. If the Timberwolves, if they reach their ceiling,
can't be a contender. If there's 8 teams in a playoff run, everybody's ceiling can't be the finals.
But
it can't happen.
You're misinterpreting it though, because you're acting as if we know what the seeding is going to be.
I mean,
coming into this season, can I see the Pelicans be a top 4 seed? Yeah,
well,
I can.
I think we don't care about seeding at this point.
But I'm saying seeding does matter. Seeding does matter.
But then you can make the argument for the East being more competitive because look at how the bottom teams and how close they were in games.
The bottom teams,
7 through 10 were dictated by a game, 2 games.
The bottom teams are not better in the East than in the West.
I don't disagree, but in terms of competition and which conference is more competitive, these seeds are being determined by a game.
What I'm saying is,
don't you think that in the East there's a better chance that, or the East is less competitive in the chance that a 2 seed versus a 7 seed, the 2 seed is more likely to win the top heavy teams in the East compared to the West?
I understand what you're saying.
Like
but
the
in
Western
terms
teams,
of
those bottom seeds.
A competition standpoint, though, you had the 7 through 10 each have the same record essentially.
The playing run was tough in the East towards the end of the season.
But now you're bringing Dame back into Portland.
Overall, there's better teams, more
the
talented.
Kings got better.
I'm still not super high on Portland.
Who's better? The King? Are you projecting the Kings to be better than the Hornets next year?
I didn't think about it.
Let me see the first 2 weeks.
The Kings better than the Knicks next year, roster-wise, construction?
I would take probably New York.
The Kings or Washington?
Yeah,
Portland
I'm not
or
huge on
Washington, Portland or the Knicks, Portland or Charlotte.
Portland.
Like that's what I'm saying. Those bottom teams in the West are better than those in the East.
You're higher on the Kings than me, so this is the answer for you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think I would. The Knicks taking them over the Kings isn't crazy.
I think the Kings in the East are a playoff lock. I'll be honest.
Playoff?
Yes.
That's six.
Yes.
Seed.
They are.
What are we doing? Because the Nets,
a 6
the
seed.
Nets, if KD and Kyrie stay, they're a playoff lock.
I think
So
they're
you
better than Atlanta in the Kings.
Atlanta's not even a playoff lock.
I think they'll be the 6th seed though.
The Cavaliers. Are you taking the Cavaliers or the Kings?
I think the Kings have a better roster. I'm not going.
Huh?
They have a better roster. The
Dude,
Kings
no
do.
way,
Bro, you have
There's
the
no
Heat,
way.
Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Raptors, Bulls at
Acknowledge that.
I think they
Acknowledge
do.
it. Acknowledge it.
Nope.
Bro, what are you doing?
I think the
You know
Kings
what?
have better
I'm not
roster.
going to acknowledge nothing Kings talk.
You said
Nope.
Barras and who?
Then the Cavaliers, dude.
Nope.
What are we doing?
Did the man win 8 teams or contenders? What do you want? Like, now he's going to the 10, 11, 12 seeds. Talk about they can be a lock. What are we doing here? Like, let me guess, Portland's a lock in the East too? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yep. Okay.
Wait, Dame, why not?
Yep, see,
Why not?
There it is. There
Why
it
not?
is. There it
Wait,
is.
Dame, why not?
Yo.
Yep, there it is.
You think Portland's a
this
lock
point
in the West?
Let me ask you, bro.
What?
Hold on. Let me ask you.
Wait, no.
Hold on,
He
before
lied
this.
on my name. No, he lied on my
You
name.
picked Portland to be in the playoffs.
I picked Portland to be in a play-in, bro. What are you saying? Why are you just trying to lie on me like that?
Let me ask you. At this point in time,
Bro,
whoa.
when I
Let
say-
me get my question
Listen,
off.
this is what I'm
Let
saying.
me get my question off.
Before you go.
No.
Before
I
you
want to
go.
get my question
Before
off.
you go.
No.
Get your question
No,
off.
thank you. Mr. Trae Young, right, in the flesh. This is your guy. Are you taking Trae Young or are you taking Dame?
Trey.
So then how in the Eastern Conference can Dame make the playoffs in a lock and Trae can't?
I didn't say he's not a lock. They're not a
You
lock.
said
in the
playoff.
East.
You who?
I think the Hawks are making the playoffs.
But the Kings are better than the Hawks.
Because you called them playoff
But my
lock.
thing is they're not a playoff lock right now.
Playoff lock's insane.
They're not.
Insane.
The
You
Hawks
have
aren't.
You have to understand this. When I say playoff lock, I don't mean top 6 seed. I mean
Then
top
you're in the
8.
play-in. You're in the play-in.
You're a
So you're
play-in.
playing
Seven
lock.
is a
You're
play-in.
playing lock.
I mean they're gonna be a top 8 seed.
That's not a play-in
That's okay,
lock,
yeah,
though, bro.
facts.
The play-in is 7 to 10. That's what it is.
Are we not counting the team like when
No.
we go into the play-in, we are under the assumption the 7 and 8 seed are gonna beat the 9 and 10.
You
No.
are the one that put this on me that the play-in's not the playoffs.
You can't do that.
But I think the Kings in the East are a top 8 seed.
So the Kings are better than the Cavaliers.
the Cavs were 8
I
seed
think
and they
they're
lost
about
both
they're
games.
about the same.
Are the Kings better than the Bulls?
No,
Are the Kings better than the Raptors?
it's close.
Are the Kings better?
It's
I
close.
think it's
with the
close.
Raptors.
I actually do think it's close.
You're high on
It's
the
not
other
high.
side.
I do think it's close.
Are they better than the Nets? No.
No, not right now.
No, you like with the roster constructed. No.
Are they better than the Knicks?
Yeah,
All right, Hornets. You're gonna
they're
say
better
the
than the
Hornets.
Hornets.
And you got,
I like LaMelo. I gotta see what's up, but that team is ugly right now. Are they better than the Pistons?
Yes.
That one's a sleeper.
Come on, bro.
Are they better than the Magic?
Yes. Bro.
That's another sleeper.
Oh my gosh.
Yo. The Kings.
The
I
Kings suck
never
is
thought I'd
crazy.
hear
the
this
Kings
day,
suck
bro.
is crazy.
I like the Kings too, but the Kings.
No, not only did he say they were a playoff lock, he didn't
They're a
flip
top
it.
8 seed.
He didn't flip it and said, when I mean lock, I mean
playing. I mean playing when I mean
Yeah,
playoff.
No, that's what I mean. No, a top 8 seed. They're a top 8 seed in the East.
Come on,
easily.
man. You know,
In,
it's
in
not-
the
that's
West,
not what
in,
it
in the
was.
West, in the West, it's the top 8's going to be hard. It's very difficult. In the West, I see the Kings finishing with the 9th or 10th seed. In the East,
But-
by the end of the regular season, I think their team, their talent, is definitely a top
But Joel,
8 seed.
you do
in
know
the
if you
East.
finish at the end of the season 8th, you still can lose and end up 9th in 2 days, right?
Yes, but I already told you. I already clarified what I meant. So
But they can't. But they're
going
not,
back at it.
No, but they're not a
doesn't make any
playoff
sense.
lock. If they like you said, by the end of the regular season, they'll be a top 8 seed. That's fine. But that doesn't mean you're a playoff
All right,
lock.
you're still stuck on that. I think they're a top 8 seed in the East.
Well, we're
and
throwing
in
the
the
playoff
West,
lock thing away.
in
We're throwing
the
it away.
West, they're the
Just let him be.
in the West
Throwing
they're
it
a
away.
9, 10 seed in the West.
I think he realized it was insane. He realized.
I didn't realize it. It's just that you guys didn't know what I meant.
No,
I
it is
meant
insane.
they're a top 8 seed. That's
But
what I meant.
We know playoff
What
lock
do you
is
mean?
top 6.
Bro.
Playoff lock is top 6.
Well,
Come on.
it is.
For the 20 years of my life, a playoff lock has been top 8 seed.
I know, but
it's just been
different.
a year and a half where this has been a new thing.
All right, bro.
I
Are they
apologize
the Washington Redskins or are they the Washington Commanders? Like, you know what it is.
You do, you know.
Sometimes people mess it up. You know,
Getting crazy now.
that's all I'm saying is that in the East they're a top 8 seed.
So
By the
you just
end of
misspoke.
by the end of the regular season, their team is talented enough to be
All right.
an 8 seed or higher in the East. In the West, it's hard to get into that territory because I mentioned you the Warriors, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Mavs, the T-Wolves, the Grizzlies, the Pels, the Suns. That's 8 teams right there that I don't think they're better than in the West.
I really don't. I mean, the highest to me in the East is like the 9 seed.
I mean, Toronto's clearly better.
Yeah.
The Bulls are clearly
Yes.
better.
Atlanta.
Clearly better. Then you got Miami.
Cavaliers.
Then you got the
Then you got the top
Easy.
dogs. Yeah.
Like that didn't
the
even
Cavaliers
make sense.
is not easy.
no, it's easy.
No, it's not.
It's
then you're looking at the 10
I mean, if
seed.
you're projecting, I
Yeah.
project the Cavs
Me
will
too.
be better than the
Yeah.
Cavs.
Because an
Why not?
Evan Mobley
Garland,
year 2
Mobley,
leap
and
Jared
Jared
Allen.
Allen.
Jared.
Garland's ascending as well still. Why can't it? Like,
They were better
come on.
last year. I just think they'll be.
And that now you're at the 10 seed for the Kings in the East.
The Kings have more depth than the Cavs. That's why I say that. And they have better wings. They have better guards and wings outside of Garland. Even though
you got
De'Aaron
Caleb.
Fox and Garland, I mean, Garland is better than him. It's clear, but it's not a huge gap.
You got K-Love coming off the bench. Your boy Okoro coming off the bench. Seti Osman, he's not a bad
Is
ball
Sexton
player.
playing?
No,
Levert's
he hasn't
playing?
resigned.
Still a
Yeah.
free agent.
Right now, the starting lineup is Darius.
The Kings
Karras,
starting
Lowry.
lineup is Fox, Herter, Barnes, Sabonis, and I'm forgetting their other guy.
Did I ever
Rashawn Holmes,
Rashawn Holmes is not starting. He's coming off the bench.
which
So
is a great piece.
Coming off the bench is Rashawn Holmes, Malik Monk, guys like Terrence Davis, Davion Mitchell. They have a really good bench.
Did they get DiVincenzo also?
Nah, he's on the Warriors.
I
I
apologize.
don't know,
You're
that,
right.
that defensive front court for Cleveland's tough, man.
No, it is. I think it's definitely
And
tough.
They were they were.
Oh, Fox, Herter, Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis.
Keegan, facts.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm
you're
just
talking
taking this starting.
about
lineup
Herter
personally.
and Barnes. You can run out any guard forward lineup that the Cavs run out is not better than Herter and Harrison Barnes.
guard forward.
Yeah.
Garland and Mobley.
I'm talking about shooting guard, small forward.
Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert and Herter are the same dude. They're in the same.
Kevin Herter's
tier.
by far better defender than him.
It's the guy you compared to Chris Middleton, man.
Kevin Herter's a really good defender.
He's a good player. I think they're in the same tier.
Laurie Healthy's a good ball player also.
They don't have a forward.
Laurie's the forward. He played well last year.
Yeah, Laurie's
Laurie,
right now
7.
listed.
Okay,
Yeah, he's listed at 3.
come on.
Laurie's a good ball player when he's healthy.
Come on.
He is.
They were actually in the plan. You can't knock them with that starting 5. So I can't. That's tough. More of the story is there's not 8 contenders in my opinion.
No, I get
And the
it.
Kings aren't a top 8 seed in the East.
I can see all these teams doing damage. The Grizzlies, the Suns.
I think they'll have a little bit of. You think the Suns can make the finals?
No, the Grizzlies and Suns, in my opinion, are not in there.
So it's like 5 or
But
6.
the Nuggets healthy, yes. The Warriors, yes. The Clippers, yes. The Mavericks, I can't count out Luka, but they would be on the edge. But the Pelicans and T-Wolves, those are the 2 teams in the West that I say they're up next. Like, they are up next. And it wouldn't surprise me if they go on a crazy run. The Pelicans are relying on Zion's health. But if he's healthy, there's not much better big threes in the NBA than CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. There's not. Look at the Timberwolves. Their team with their depth and what they got with Rudy, like, people are undermining that acquisition. They can go on a run, especially if Anthony Edwards takes a big-time leap. If he takes a John Morant-type leap, what John Morant took in his 3rd season, how is Ant-Man and the Timberwolves not a legit threat in the Western Conference?
Listen, I'm expecting that also. Anthony Edwards is amazing. He's amazing. I know you know that.
If
already,
Ant-Man's
but-
averaging 26, how do you not view the Wolves with Ant-Man averaging 26 being All-NBA, with Cat being an All-NBA player, with Gobert being an All-NBA player, not a legit threat in the West?
I see the vision with the Timberwolves.
because that's still a bad matchup when they play the Clippers or the
What
Warriors.
if they don't play the Clippers?
Well, they'll
What
have
if
to play
what if
one
the
of them.
Clippers
They'll
and
play the Clippers or Warriors.
why? What if the
Or they
Wolves?
play Denver.
What if the Wolves get the 2nd seed?
I don't think they'll get the second.
What if
seed.
they do though?
Do you
I'm
think they?
projecting.
Why can't they not? Why can't they not?
I'm projecting. I don't
Second.
think they'll
You're
get the
projecting.
seed.
So you're projecting they can't get second seed when
You just
you-
projected.
I
you
mean,
can't-
listen,
you
Memphis got it last year. We're expecting that.
you can't count the Clippers to be healthy all year. Kawhi and PG are missing games. That's a fact.
Okay.
The Nuggets, two of their better players are coming off of serious injuries.
So let me ask you: you're expecting Anthony Edwards to be?
So wait, if you
the
can
Timberwolves-
project, why can't I project?
Ant-Man is turning up because you can project all you want,
That's what I'm projecting.
but you're undermining my projections. That's why I'm saying that.
No, you said there was.
I'm saying no. I said can they? Why can't they be the second seed in the West?
Who?
Timberwolves.
I don't
You
care
said
about
you-
seeding though. That's my
But
problem.
you
though.
said they'd face the Warriors or Clippers in the playoffs.
I said it's possible they'll probably
but
face
what
one of those
I
two.
said, what if they don't? What if they get the second seed?
They still are gonna have to play one of them in the second round, bro. If, no matter how you slice it, they're gonna have to play one of them on their path to the WCF. That's what you're not
No,
getting.
no, they
yes,
don't.
because if they're second seed and the Clippers are third,
What if the
or they're
Clippers are
first,
fourth?
Then they'll play Denver. They're gonna have to play one
They
of those.
can't
three
beat
teams.
Denver.
I don't think they could beat Denver.
No.
I think Denver.
Why
will
can't they
win.
beat Denver?
I like Denver.
Jokic, Jamal Murray healthy, MPJ back healthy. The Nuggets were
They'll
just
have to
one of
play
the.
one of those.
That'd
teams,
be a
bro.
fun series. I don't know if it's as clear as you guys are
I'm not
making
saying
it.
it's a
It's
clear.
not.
I'm not saying
It's
it's
not
a
clear.
sweep.
Why do you think
I
it's
know.
clear when
I'm
we pick
It's
the
something-
team?
just saying that we think that they would win.
No, because you're saying
simple.
no.
But
I
this
mean,
is
that's
but
why he made
this,
it seem
you
like
can't.
he was like,
but this isn't absolute
No,
though.
for real.
This isn't absolute though. Like they can beat the Nuggets. There's no reason why they can't.
No,
beat them.
nothing's absolute, but it's all semantics, hypotheticals. It's just they have to run into. No matter how you try to jump hoops, they have to run into one of those teams.
And I think they can. If they run into them, they can.
In terms
they
of
can
like
give
a
them
regular
challenge.
season, I
They
don't
can beat
care
them.
who's the seeding regular season. I don't care about that. Championship teams don't care what seeding they are. It's about who in the playoff time, who they're going to play. They don't care who they're going to play. Memphis was the second seed, and none of us believed they can go to the final. Well, at least I didn't think they were going to go to the finals. They can go to the finals. I thought they wasn't ready. So that seeding doesn't matter. Phoenix was a 1 seed. I thought they were going to lose to the Warriors regardless.
They made the finals.
But I'm saying, no, they
as
didn't.
a second seed.
No, I'm talking about last year. We're just talking about strictly. Like they lost in the second round. That seeding doesn't matter to me. So you keep talking about they could be a second seed. Sure, they can be a second seed in the regular season. Phoenix is probably going to win hella games in the regular season. I don't care about that. It's about the playoffs. And in the playoffs, they're going to have to run into one of those three teams. If they don't, it's possible, but
So
it's
what's
really
the difference
low.
between saying the T-Wolves are contenders versus the Jazz last year when you said they were contenders? Did you not use that same logic of saying they're going to run into one of these teams?
I called the Jazz contender.
You did.
I
Did
thought I
he
just
not?
said
Did
they
he
could
not,
beat
Drew?
the Suns.
Dude.
No, I'm asking. I really
The
don't.
only way that I can get you out of this is by saying you firmly believe no one would beat the Warriors. That's the only way that I can get you out
I
of
don't
this.
remember
Other
calling
than
the
that,
Jazz
you
contender.
said
other
they'd
than
make
that,
the-
you said
you said
that they
they'd
were
make the
going to
finals.
the WCF.
I said
the
they make the
WCF.
No,
WCF.
you said they were
Yeah.
going to the WCF. That's the only way I can get you out is by saying that you said that no one's beating the Warriors, which is what you said. You did say that.
Okay. No, I'm asking because I legit
Yeah, you were
didn't
super-
remember.
you were
I
super
don't
high
remember
on the
calling
Jazz.
them
Yes.
contender. I
So
just
did you
remember- I
not
just-
use that same logic with the Jazz that they're going to have to run into one of these teams? Because you're being very
But
picky
the
with
difference,
the T-Wolves.
no, the only difference here, and so I can get some words in, thankfully.
Oh, good.
The only way that I can understand where it's coming from is that the Jazz were the number 1 seed the year before that. And then this past season, they were the number, 5, 4, whatever they were, regardless.
They would have played the Suns.
So my point being is they've already had previous regular season success. So it allowed him to inference that maybe they could have some type of run. That's the only way I can
thought,
understand
No,
your
I
thinking.
thought they just could beat Phoenix.
But
that was the only thing I said. I said they could
and
beat Phoenix.
To see where he's coming from is we've only seen the Timberwolves have regular season success being as high as the 7th seed. That's the highest we've seen them. We've seen the Jazz be as good as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. He believed in them. Whether that was right or wrong, hey, it happens.
Watching Minnesota last year, they finished with the 7th seed. They were way better than that. And now they added an all-NBA player to that. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're being ultra picky with the T-Wolves when there is a legit
That's the only team
scenario.
you're like giving like
But there
facts
is
with.
a legit scenario and pathway for them to be a serious contender in the West and to give these top teams a run for the money and potentially beat them.
There's a difference between giving top teams a run for their money and being a contender. Like you can be competitive, but to be contender, you have to firmly believe that they can beat these teams and you have to pick them. You're not even picking them to beat any of the top teams. So how can you try to convince me that they're
I'm
a
not-
championship contender when you don't even believe that they can pick
Because
them?
I'm not saying
Kind of where your issue was.
this is why that's false. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're
All
coming
right, there you
from.
go. Now, all
But
right, he's
this
agreeing.
is-
He's
you know what I'm
leveling.
saying?
I'm here
This
with
is
the
the thing.
leveling.
This
I was laughing at Dehls. He's like,
This is the thing. Even though I am picking the Clippers and I'm favoring them slightly, because it's not even like I'm favoring them big time. I'm favoring them slightly. I see a pathway where the Wolves can beat them in a series. I can see them beating them in a series.
But that's not true.
I'm not totally saying they cannot win. It's over. Like Golden State and the Clippers, I think they can beat Memphis and Phoenix, and I don't see a world where either of those teams beat those teams. I can see the Wolves beating any of the top teams in the West. I can see them beating any of the top teams.
I get that, but that's not giving me that you have confidence. You're saying, I believe that there is a way, there is a pathway that Minnesota.
But why do them?
That's
but
not.
Listen,
when I'm thinking of it,
we are in August. Today is August 14th. I want to
real
finish this thought. Today is August 14th.
Right.
Why on August 14th, before these teams have played a game in the regular season, am I going to come up here on this show and say the T-Wolves can beat them absolutely in the playoffs? There's no doubt about it.
You would do
Why would
that
I
if
be
they
that
played.
emphatic about it?
The thing is, I agree with that statement 100% because I believe
I would only agree with that if he doesn't flip-flop in the middle of a year. You can't say that
What do
after
you
you
flip-flop in the
you
middle of
go
the year?
different ways in a take. You can't do that.
I understand where Riv's coming from, but
You
I want
can't
to side with
do
Joel
that.
for a sec real quick because I understand where he's coming from because I don't want to firmly put my stamp on the Timberwolves because I want to see how Gobert incorporates himself
And
in
then
the
what did we
offense and
say?
the
We
defense.
said then don't call him anything.
Which
Wait-
is why
wait
now
and
I
see.
agree with you, which is because this is what I do. I'm
Just wait
I'm
and see.
confident.
You can't-
I
if
have
you're
a
gonna-
little
if you're
belief,
gonna-
but I need to
if
wait
you're
and
gonna
see
project,
it.
I can project.
Because now on August 14th, you should be giving the benefit of the doubt to teams that played together. And
I'm
they've had
projecting.
success.
I'm predicting Minnesota to be a top team in the West next year.
I'm saying it.
That's true, but I'm not going to sit here in August and project them to run by the West.
You did it last year.
Can I ask you a
With
question?
who?
The Warriors. We predicted in August that the Warriors are going to run through the
That's
West and
different.
win the
They've
chip.
had
But
previous
that's
success.
my point.
Yes,
No,
which
that
is
no,
what- yes.
That's my
the
point.
difference between that is that I was fully 100% confident
Because they
in
were
the
a
Warriors.
championship. They were a real
But they
championship
also-
contender.
but they-
When you're
they
a
won
real
championships before.
But when you're a real championship contender and you firmly believe that that team's a real championship contender, there's no doubt in your mind. There's not but maybe this is no. You believe it, you're gonna say it, and you stand on it. You don't fully believe Minnesota is a championship team, which I'm fine with. But don't come in here and say, well, there's a way that they could possibly. No. If you believe it, or if you want to wait and see, wait and see.
But there's a difference between being a real championship contender and being a
You're
contender.
yeah.
but he's calling it. He's
Are you
calling
calling
it.
No, I said contender. I said I didn't because we. This is why you have to listen.
I am
we,
listening.
We
What are you
literally.
talking about? You just
no.
flipped my words like 5 times.
You have to listen. We literally started this topic saying, I said, I think they can make the finals. Then we switched up and I said, you know what? Let's just do conference finals. Because if you can make the conference finals, you are you not a contender? If you make the conference finals.
I mean,
if you're the last 4 teams remaining, like you're a contender.
Yeah,
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I guess.
If you can make the conference
You are.
finals, you are a
No,
contender.
I guess.
Okay,
I guess.
so that's why I switched it. So now you're saying I'm saying championship contender. I'm saying Minnesota's
'cause
just a contender in the
The first
West.
thing you said was there's 8 teams that can make the finals. Everybody heard it. That's the first thing you said.
There's a
and
lot
then
of-
you flipped
there's
up
a lot
and
of
said,
teams.
okay, no, wait. They can make the WCF. And then I said they still have to run into those 3 teams. Everybody heard. You keep saying I don't listen, but yet everybody heard me.
I was gonna say
but
he's one of
you.
the best listeners at the table.
Yeah, like, what are you saying?
But
Everybody
he's
heard me,
switching
but
up
you-
my words and what I'm
No,
saying.
But you keep saying that, but everybody keeps saying you're wrong. So how is it us 3 keep understanding what we're saying,
you're
but
wrong, though,
nobody's
'cause
understanding what you're
Joe
saying?
just literally said that I said
But you-
contenders,
no,
not
I get, but
championship
you
contenders.
forgot the part where I said they still have to run into those teams
Yeah.
to get to the WCF. You just completely forgot that part.
I'm
'cause I
not.
did
I'm
say
not
that.
going to pick. Last year was a different year. Every
Oh,
year is a different
we're
year.
on- yeah, we're on New Year.
Last year,
New vibe, New
Warriors. I was fully confident they're gonna make the championship.
Do you not feel
and
that way this
possibly
year?
win it. I don't feel that way this year about any team. This year, I think is open. This
And
year
that's
is
what gives
legitimately
me,
open.
That's what gives me the vibe that he believes that they can go to the finals. Because if you're saying
He
the
does.
window is open,
He does believe
what
that.
am I supposed
Yeah.
to think?
No, but he does
I
believe
do
that.
believe
So
it.
then why are
you
you saying-
keep saying
but
I
then-
don't? This is the thing.
I'm
You
getting
are
confused,
saying
man.
you are
I'm getting
thinking
confused, too.
you are
I'm-
thinking I don't believe it.
A lot
just
is going on, and I'm still.
Bro,
I'm staying
you
on
are
track.
thinking I don't believe it just because I would slightly favor the Clippers in a series. That doesn't mean I don't believe the Timberwolves can't make the finals.
Because he thinks the Clippers are finals.
Because I think they
championship
can.
contender
I
team
think
too.
they
I got
can
you.
beat the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a series, there's a world where they can beat them. But just because I slightly favor the Clippers on August 14th
I feel
does not mean I don't believe in Minnesota.
I understand.
You're acting like just because I don't believe they can beat these top teams legitimately right now, I don't believe in them. When I do believe in them.
You're just saying to watch out. You know. Watch out for Timberwolves. That's
Call
all.
them a contender.
did.
I get it. We'll watch. I mean, we all understand where they are, but to just run out there and scream shit like that is crazy.
I know. I just want to ask. Last season, were there 8 contenders?
No.
Nah.
Were there 6 contenders?
No.
Were there 3 contenders?
In the West, I only saw the Warriors and the Suns. But you want to know what's the difference last year? Last year, Nuggets were completely injured.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
you had to take them out automatically.
Clippers.
This year, they're healthy. Last year, the Clippers were completely injured.
I guess before the preseason, we had the Lakers as contenders also.
And now you also have the Timberwolves with and Edwards
Well,
taking
I
a
didn't,
step.
but you did.
And Rudy
But
Gobert.
The
The
Clippers,
West just got a lot better.
Clippers are healthy. Nuggets are healthy.
You had the Lakers high in your standings.
I had
don't
them
wanna
fourth. I had
hear
them fourth,
it.
but I didn't think they could beat the Warriors in the series.
Whatever.
The Clippers are healthy. The Nuggets are healthy. The Pelicans are healthy, which they surprised us this season by trading for an all-star like CJ and in the playoffs giving the Suns a run for their money. And now you're adding a top 15 player in Zion to that equation. Yes, I do think there's a path where that team can surprise everybody in the
We're
West.
talking about the Pelicans?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
You look at the
Not gonna
T-Wolves
argue.
getting Rudy Gobert. They were going to grow regardless from last season with their core. But now you just accelerate that growth by getting a guy like Rudy. Yes, there's a pathway where they can be a serious threat in the West. In terms of, I've already said I don't believe in Memphis and I don't believe in Phoenix. But my word is not absolute. I do understand that a lot of people that cover the NBA do think the Memphis Grizzlies are a serious threat. Draymond still thinks the Grizzlies are a serious threat.
They are.
He
Show
thinks they'll be
respect.
That was
back.
the most competitive series for them.
The Suns, they've gotten labeled a regular season team, but we have to see in the playoffs. We have to see. I don't think they're a contender. And then the other team in the West,
After they embarrass me, I'm off.
and the other team in the West, we know while the Mavericks don't have the roster, you can't count out Luka. And Luka getting better every single season with a team that got better in the Mavericks. The roster got better. They got rim protection, JaVale McGee, a scorer, and Christian Wood. Yes, they can be better. There's a pathway where Luka goes nuclear and they make the finals. Is that not a possibility? Those are all possibilities. And the thing, what I'm bringing up are possibilities, and you are saying they're not possibilities. That's where the disconnect is coming from.
No, I'm just saying I'm not about to just throw you 8 possibilities and just give all hope to every team. I'm not doing that. That just doesn't
But
make
it's
sense.
not 8, it's 6-6.
Who are your contenders in the West?
Warriors, Clippers, Denver.
That's
as
it?
of today, Warriors, Clippers, Denver. Those are the 3 teams I believe
You're really
can
not
make
gonna,
the finals.
You're not going to throw Luka in there?
As of today,
You're not going to throw Luka in there?
no.
We saw Luka tweak in the WCF. Still lost in 5. I know
What
they
does it
got.
mean that?
marginally
Luka's gonna go
better.
We're
nuclear.
talking about going to the Western Conference Finals now.
I'm talking about a championship contender.
Okay.
What do you think, Drew?
I feel pretty similarly with Riv. I think that 8's a lot.
I didn't
But
say
I
8, though. I said
No.
mine is
He
6.
switched it to 5, actually. It might have been 5.
Listen.
Because I got the Suns and I got Memphis out of there.
Okay, listen. I see a world where the Pelicans can make a run, actually. 100% I can get behind that. I need to see the Timberwolves play with Rudy. And I guess I do need to see that with Zion, but I'm
see
more
Zion on the court.
confident in Zion given the fact that last I saw he was a 27 and on 60%.
That's unfair to say I have to see the Timberwolves and you don't have to see the Pelicans. That's unfair.
Because we
see
saw
it for
them be
different reasons,
super
though.
successful against the
Zion
number
needs
1
help.
seed.
Both teams, new teams. Zion hasn't played with that core yet. You got to say the same.
Rudy
thing for
can
both.
turn
You gotta say
a
it's
bottom
a
20
guy.
defense into a top
The
It's
three.
thing is,
easy,
yes,
though.
he can be
I know,
great
but-
defensively.
And Herb,
no
even
doubt
Herb.
about it. I have no questions about it. It's the
Yeah,
offensive
they'll
part
figure it
of
out.
things
Herb
that
will
I
I'm
do
saying you
worry
gotta-
about.
You got to.
I know, but Herb will figure out his role there with Zion.
Because
That's not-
D'Lo, Jaden, they all play together. It's just bringing in Rudy.
Yeah,
Part of
that's
the
more-
reason
No, Rudy's a
the Jazz had a top
more
offense
unique
was
player.
because of Rudy
You know what I'm saying?
Gobert.
Like, Rudy's a
More
more unique
unique.
player to add into a lineup.
Kind of, but even still, just
Because y'all really got to give him the ball.
who we're talking about?
Rudy.
Who?
No, but if a team goes small,
I'm saying for Zion though, you got to give him his touches.
you just got to need Zion healthy.
It's gonna
That's
be
all
super.
it is.
It's gonna be super easy for him to get his buckets.
Yeah.
Super easy.
I'm not
No,
worried
he
about
get
him
his.
getting buckets.
He's
I'm
not
worried
one of
about
those
staying
that
healthy.
gets the ball, dribble. I
Okay.
get to the basket. No, he
does
gets the
it.
ball on the block. He bodies his way in there, and it's an easy finish. That's Zion's game. He's going to run a lot of pick and rolls with TJ McCollum. It's going to be a lot of isolations for BI if that's what he really wants. They can run sets too. It's going to be very seamless.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
The only concern, if you could have one, is defense, and I don't worry about that because I think it's an effort thing. Defense is solely effort, and I think that Zion will provide that given the fact that he sees this team's all in on defense. My worry with Rudy offensively is that statement with him saying that the offense was better with Rudy on the court, I struggle with because I see Donovan, I see Jordan, I see Boyan. I thought that's exactly what you just said.
I said part of the reason they had a top offense was because of Rudy.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Why do you say that? I'm curious.
Because of his screening.
It's really semantics in this shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We're going back and forth.
We really be arguing about semantics.
Yeah.
Because of his screening.
Because he said contender, matter. He said he's not going to the chip. He's like, well, they're contenders. You know what I'm saying?
Rudy,
that was a 40-minute argument. Was contender and championship.
Rudy creates open shots for other people when he screens for them. In pick and roll situations, he totally eliminates whoever is guarding the ball handler with his screens. And when he rolls to the basket, a defense has to come in and help off that lob, which now creates open 3-point shots on the corners and on the wings. That's why in Minnesota, it's going to be fine because D'Lo can shoot, Edwards can shoot, Cat is an elite shooter, and McDaniels, if you're expecting him to bump up a little bit, that's now a great.
My only fear is just if they have to go small against one of these teams.
My only fear is D'Lo in the playoffs. And
that's another
semi-Cat, semi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
semi.
Okay.
Because Cat was inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my only.
And that's what I was going to ask before I got cut off too. You're expecting Anthony Edwards to be the best player on this team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's number 2?
Cat.
Cat, inconsistent. D'Lo, oh my God. And then Rudy was unplayable at times. It's going to be tough.
That's why I have a little bit of worry.
Playoffs is tough.
I need to see Rudy before I can have any assessment.
But if Ant can also take that step or take a little bit off
I know that's happening.
And not to mention,
that's one thing. I know Anthony Edwards is going to ascend.
This is a team that blew multiple 20-point leads in the playoffs last year, so the experience may be there, but also may be
the Celtics
lacking.
did that for years.
Yeah, sure. And Rudy Gobert is another one who's blown playoff leads, 3-1 leads. So this is a team that's bringing in a bunch of guys who's, very lacking of experience. So that one is really we got to see because against a team that's what was up.
The Jazz blew a 3-1 lead to the Clippers or
Denver.
Oh, so they were 3-2 against the Clippers.
It was 2-0.
2-0. You're right. You're right.
They lost 4 straight.
That's nuts.
My God.
So it's like we'll see because against a coach like Ty Lue or Steve Kerr who can just out coach you in any form, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough one for Minnesota, but those are my.
They can also get injured.
Oh my God! What are we doing?
About every team.
We're talking about health at the moment.
The Clippers are more prone though.
I mean, if they get hurt, then
most teams in the NBA.
I mean, if they get hurt, then you didn't. Come on, what are we doing here?
You said that about the Jazz this past season.
What?
You said they'd make the conference finals off the strength of everybody getting hurt.
I said they would beat Phoenix. I said if they ran into the Warriors would smoke them.
But you said that they'd make it off the strength of everybody getting injured somehow.
Yeah, but that was never me saying that they're better than those teams. But I'm saying
with the Clippers, it's a real possibility that they are hurt.
Yeah, but we also said at the beginning of the segment we're assuming their health.
Yeah, but
then I'm just saying the Pelicans in there if Zion's not playing.
Yeah, of course. That's facts.
Yeah, so
but that's the thing. That's why whenever we talk about the Pelicans, the first thing that we say is if Zion is healthy. That's the first thing we say.
I mean, we made that clear at the beginning.
Yes, but the Clippers are a team that we also have to rely on health for them. PG, off Kawhi. They're never healthy.
But it's not something you want to say in the offseason.
Yeah, you're just being petty right now.
No, I think
you are being very petty right now.
I think that's
Dehls made that very apparent in the beginning. We
can play what ifs about every
Assume
team.
health. That's what the conversation was. We did that, and then you waited until an hour later to talk about health.
We could talk about the Lakers' health or not. I think
Lakers, they healthy. The Warriors even was missing some dudes. And Dehls made that very clear 50 minutes ago. We're assuming health. Come on, it's an hour later and you're being petty. You know you are.
No, I'm just saying.
You know you are, bro.
The Clippers, you have to take
and Zion missed the whole year.
I don't have to worry about that with Minnesota, though.
Yeah,
but
they lost to a team and they were fully healthy.
Could happen at any time.
Yeah, come on.
And they had an All-NBA player.
Even still, Kawhi was like a torn ACL. It wasn't like it was it was like a lingering this, lingering that. Like, no, it's ACL. He's going to be back and he'll be Kawhi.
He does have lingering injuries, too, though.
I know,
but you said assuming health, he was being petty. That's what it was.
This most recent injury Kawhi's had, it's not like it's something that's lingering. It's just towards ACL. He'll be fine.
No, I just mentioned that.
The same thing about Denver then, too.
And he looks ock. You saw him in the gym?
I did say that about Denver.
He looks strong in that gym.
I know, but you just got to, keep it the Clippers, Denver,
I did say it about Denver. I said, when I talked about Denver, I said there could be a drop-off depending on how MPJ and Jamal Murray come back.
We're assuming they're going to come back healthy.
Yeah, but there's definitely that concern there. I don't have that concern.
I'm concerned more about MPJ than Jamal.
Because
he's been having back injuries in college.
Which teams improved the most this offseason?
I'll let you guys go because you didn't talk much.
I mean, I feel like I talked a little bit. I'll say the team that improved the most for me, the Pelicans. You get Zion Williamson. You add them to a roster that gave serious competition to the #1 seed in the Western Conference, even though they ended up being fraudulent to a degree. I still hold that series to high regard when evaluating the Pelicans. Now you're adding a guy who was 27 on 61% shooting, a dominant force in Zion Williamson. You're adding back a top 20 player in Zion Williamson to pair with B.I., C.J. McCollum, like we already mentioned on the show maybe 20 minutes ago. This is a big three that you can put up against any big three in the league. That's how dynamic it can be. I firmly believe that it is the Pelicans.
You don't have it. I thought you had like 14.
I decided since we were going team, I decided to just stay isolated with one.
You have an East team?
East team's tough for me. Give me one sec. God, you could go and I'll come up with one.
I have 4. Are we going one East, one West?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. So to back up Drew's point, if he's gonna go with the Pelicans, I'll go with Denver. If Denver could get Jamal Murray and MPJ back, I mean, we saw what Jamal did, bubble or not, however you want to look at it. He played out of his mind. MPJ, when he was healthy, was a phenomenal ball player. In the East, I have 3 East teams and only 1 West team. I have Boston in here. Brogdon's a big pickup. No Sixers, but the best player that's been traded this offseason has been DeJounte Murray. We see what happens with KD, Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell. But right now, DeJounte Murray has been the best player that's been moved this offseason. Going to Atlanta, that's a huge pickup for them. I think we see them back in playoff contention after they just missed it last year.
All right, so I do have my answer. It's actually the 76ers.
Okay.
Acquiring PJ Tucker is absolutely enormous for them. I feel like you need some type of defensive identity on the interior outside of Embiid as well that can also play the perimeter. I just think overall that is the biggest addition outside of DeJounte, but I feel like PJ fits what they're going for a little bit better. Okay. And I feel like that makes them more serious contenders than they are. Where I look at the Hawks, yes, they got better, but I don't know if it puts them among the top of the Eastern Conference.
All right, so I knew somebody would say Philly, so I didn't say Philly. I knew somebody would say Boston, so I didn't say Boston.
I didn't go with Boston. You can go with them.
Nah, you already gave them the mention, and we've been talking about Boston.
I love it.
Hate them.
Why? You beat them.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the same thing he did. I'm going to go with the Clippers. Getting Norman Powell, Covington in the middle of the trade deadline, then bringing Kawhi back from that team. I think that makes them, like we were just talking about, one of the best teams in the West, one of the deepest teams in the league. And as of today, I'm going to say Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn made some strong additions.
Interesting.
Even bringing, though I hate Ben Simmons, bringing him in for the defensive purposes is great. Royce O'Neal was good for the perimeter defense. TJ Warren, we'll low risk, high reward type of thing. He could be good for them. I wish they would have got a center.
That's what they need. That's why I can't look at
bringing
them and say
in
that.
guys on the wings, guys that can guard, defend, and shoot the 3-ball, I think that helps. So for me, Brooklyn was one of those teams.
Philly was a great mention.
Thanks, babe.
You mentioned DeJounte being the best addition in the East. He's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Talk to me.
Here we go. I called it.
And the reason he's not
Let's go.
is because
You might say
I
PJ.
called it. No, it's not. It's not.
last year we know James Harden was a shell of himself, right?
He's going
If he
Sixers.
comes back all
it.
NBA, that's the best addition in the East this offseason.
I'm fucking
James
screaming.
Harden.
Ew.
He's waiting
That's
until
the
like
best addition.
till
That
next
weasel
year to
take
decide.
is weird.
But the most improved team this offseason to me, I could have went with the Timberwolves.
I'm shocked you
But
didn't.
we talked about them for a while. But
I wonder if
if
he's
you
pivoting.
if you know basketball and you're not a casual, you know that Minnesota is an upper echelon team.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with a team that
You just sub me?
I'm gonna go with a team that made a lot of moves this offseason, and I expect to be significantly better and make the playoffs this year. It's the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Sacramento Kings, I think, are ending the playoff drought. I do. I think that De'Aaron Fox, 27 points per game kind of guy.
Wait.
Hold on.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about, bro? What do you mean they're ending the playoffs?
There's 8 contenders. There's 8 contenders, bro. There's no way the Kings are ending their playoff drought with 8 contenders.
So now they're making the playoffs.
They're making a plan. I don't know about the playoffs. They'll have a chance to be in the playoffs, though.
But you said they're ending their playoff drought, and we just had this whole thing. Dude, what are you doing?
No, I'm playing. They're going to be in a plan, though.
Okay.
But they are the most improved team, I think. If you look at what they did in the offseason, getting Malik Monk, getting Kevin Huerter, who Kevin Huerter is one of the better 3-and-D players in the league. He's a fantastic defender. De'Aaron Fox is not a bad defender. He was just tasked with guarding the best players routinely night in and night out. I think that Mike Brown is going to shadow him more. Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, I think is a Rookie of the Year candidate. Sabonis at center. De'Aaron Fox with Sabonis was averaging 27 and 8.
He was eating.
De'Aaron Fox, when we talked about the Kings versus the Cavs, this is off the assumption Garland just clears Fox. When De'Aaron Fox is legitimately a 27 and 8 kind of guy in the league.
He is.
He's not just somebody that you just
bad
clear.
Efficiency though.
Is Garland better than him? Yes. Do I think Garland is better than him? Do I think that De'Aaron Fox on any single given night can give Garland 30 or 40? I do.
He can.
Like, De'Aaron Fox is that good of a player. He's an all-star caliber player.
You're just
I don't
Stop
care.
making faces.
There are some.
No, I'm trying to see where it was the 27 and 8. That's where
He's saying he can be.
Statmuse.com. De'Aaron Fox after the Tyrese Halliburton trade stats.
It's true. Nah, he was going.
you meant for a small
What's the sample size? Yeah.
No, it was 11 games.
But he was tweaking.
Oh,
No, he was tweaking.
you want to do that? Well,
Stop, bro.
no,
he was
wait,
tweaking. He was tweaking.
But
Before
you
you
want
had
to-
11 games is.
No, you want to do that,
Yeah,
but
do your
the
thing.
year before, did De'Aaron Fox not average 25 a game?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I was literally just. I
Alright,
thought he
I'm
meant
just
for a
saying.
season. You
But
guys
that's
started
what I'm
attacking me.
But it's because you have a tendency to shit on De'Aaron
No, I
Fox.
was literally trying to see
True
if
or
it was
false.
just. No, but I get that, but I was really legitimately just now asking to see if it was just for a season.
Now he was eating for
That's all I
once
was
they
asking.
traded
We're not
Halliburton. He was
attacking.
like,
He's
"Ah
never
man, I don't got to worry about this
averaged
guy."
27
I'm
Which is-
peaceful.
Which is the one thing I can say that I don't love about De'Aaron
What?
is that it took Halliburton leaving for him to be like, "All right, I'm back. That this is my
he's
team
efficient.
again."
He's just a
That was
terrible 3-point
His
shooter.
3-point shooting sucks,
But now,
and his free throw is not that great.
it's
Weird
not only
for a
that,
point
but
guard.
now they have a very solid bench. Rashawn Holmes is a starter.
He
He's
is.
coming off their bench.
Top.
Davion Mitchell's coming off their bench.
Love him.
You look, Malik Monk is coming off their bench, who was one of the Lakers' best players
No
last
doubt.
year.
No,
And
no
he's
doubt.
had a resurgence to his career where he's a serviceable player.
Maybe that was LeBron.
I think Chimezie Metu is really good too. He's a really good wing who can defend at a high level. The Kings have something going. In the years past, you look at their roster, and then after the sixth man, you kind of run out of true NBA role players. But right now, the Kings, I think, are 10 deep. They have 10 players who can give them significant minutes on any given night that are high-quality players. And Mike Brown coming in and instilling a defensive culture into that team, they can be one of the surprises in the NBA. And I think, I think they're definitely a play-in lock. I wouldn't rule it out them making the playoffs. All it takes is one fantastic performance in the play-in against a team that may be hobbled.
Are they going to be a 7th seed?
It depends,
They're
it
9
depends.
and 10. It would be 2.
It depends.
On the road.
This is my issue. It's just, are you saying they're going to be better than the Pelicans?
No.
Are they going to be better?
Fully
than,
healthy, no.
Bro,
No.
we're not doing this.
No, I'm just saying.
Not doing this.
I'm not
They
just
weren't
gonna,
fully healthy, and they made the playoffs.
That is true. They were better.
Yes, but I do think the Kings, if Zion
And they'll
is
have
not
CJ for a
playing,
full year now.
if Zion is not playing, I think the Kings.
I'll say
are
very.
better.
I'll say it very easily. Without Zion, I'm still saying the Pelicans are better than the Kings. I think that I can say it very confidently. I'm picking the Pelicans to beat the
Well, out
Kings.
of these
I
10
disagree.
teams that made the playoffs and playing, we're expecting the Jazz and the Spurs to fall out, right?
Yes.
So we have 2 teams coming in.
the Kings at Portland or the Kings
I
and
think
Lakers.
Utah will be fighting for a playing spot if Donovan
E-
stays.
I was going to say if Mitchell is traded, which I think
That's
expected.
bias. This team is not
It
great.
100% is.
Yeah, I know.
At least I'm agreeing.
Respect.
I think are we still expecting Mitchell to get traded?
I don't even fucking know, but I'm expecting him to eat.
It's looking like he wants out of Utah, though.
He was in Miami the other day. Playing
He goes to Miami, things get scary.
A lot of things go to Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami.
D Wade is on the Utah Jazz staff. He's recruiting Donovan to Miami.
Yo,
It's fucking insane.
Danny Ainge is on the Jazz staff. He's boys with Jalen.
Make some moves.
Yeah.
Donovan to Boston? You would like that?
Just don't give up JB or Tatum.
Okay, I could. You got to give up. Come on, you can't be stingy. Right? Like
Marcus Smart.
They're gonna fucking
He's-
like Obi Toppin, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, bro?
they giving up like 8 picks. They giving up life.
I'll
Like
give,
that's
I'll
a
give
lot.
some picks.
I don't even got 8 worthy picks.
I know, but a lot of their picks are shit too.
But
Except their own.
it's 8.
But it's like lottery protected.
They
top
got
20.
it's
It's like all
theirs and
these,
others people's.
but it's all like heavily protected.
But that means they get like the next year's.
But some of them don't convey. Some of them convey to like 2 seconds.
Hey, listen, man. Fuck it.
Okay. I'm
I'm
saying if they're
saying.
ging up Obi Toppin.
Obi
we
Toppin
could
has
we
a
could
better
put it in a
future than
package.
Marcus Smart.
We could put a package together.
What package? Derek fucking White? Peyton Pritchard?
We'd have to throw
Knicks
Smart in
package
there.
clears.
Derek White, some firsts.
Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin clears.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
but you don't understand. We
No,
got
exactly. No, it doesn't. What are you
For
talking?
potential
But first,
purposes, it
I was
clears.
going to say, do they want a
No, it
28, 20?
doesn't.
Do they want 28, 29-year-old Marcus Smart to be
That's what
the?
I'm saying, like,
That's
what
where I
the fuck are you
understand.
saying?
Like, if he's
Stop
the
hating.
headlining player, do you want a 28-year-old Marcus Smart or 20,
What do you
21
even
Run
say
the
Quentin
Marcus Smart
Grimes, bro?
offense?
You didn't even say Quentin
they're
Grimes.
not
Obi
giving-
Toppin is
Knicks-
actually would be probably one of your best bench
The
players.
Knicks aren't giving up Obi. I mean, Quentin
He'd be our
Grimes.
8th man
No, he'd be 7th.
over Derek White.
He's better than Derek White.
Derek White.
Derek White has his moments.
He does.
He's streaky.
He does.
But he's good.
We haven't seen.
I'm only
we've
saying
seen very small. glimpses
Malcolm
from Obi.
Brogdon is your 6th man.
He is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Derek White.
Obi Toppin is a 7th.
Grant Williams is in
better.
there too.
I think Obi's better than Grant.
Disagree.
I think Grant's better right
Disagree
now.
wholeheartedly.
Like, he
That's what I'm
fits
saying.
better.
Like
He's
we're
better
talking
right
about Obi as our 8th or 9th man at this point.
No,
Let's
no,
be
no.
honest.
Grant
Throw some
fits
respect on
better,
Grant.
but Obi,
Throw some
Obi,
respect on Grant.
Obi's a freak.
Maybe, maybe a freak.
Why are we disrespecting Grant Williams?
Grant Williams.
Grant
is fine.
Williams is a Boston legend.
Oh,
Like
He's
he's a
fine.
legend.
You guys need to blow
I don't know.
the shit
After the
up.
finals,
Game
finals,
7 against the Bucks solidifies him.
Second
All right.
round.
I don't care.
He
It's
was
the Bucks
amazing.
game 7,
Yeah.
and he fucking tweaked.
This week in the NBA, what's your this week in the NBA, Drew?
My this week in the NBA, I actually have 2. Shockingly enough, I didn't decide to only do one, but my first one's going to be that the Orlando Magic are interested in Jordan Poole. That's super interesting. We were having this conversation before the show. The Warriors are over $400 million on their payroll right now.
They could pay for that.
They need to put
Apparently
Lillard
they
in.
can, but
Their
what's that
owner's
contract
rich.
going to be like? We just saw Anthony Simons go for 4 years, $100 million. I'm assuming
Be about
that
the same.
He'll be between
Probably a
Brunson
little bit
and
more.
Simons.
So 100s is max.
no,
At
100's
this
the
point right
floor.
now, I think
100's the floor.
Oh, fuck no.
I think right now the 100's the floor.
Oh, no, you got
Orlando's they're
The
gonna
wa-
have money
look-
to spend. They're gonna give him a bag.
Pool
More money
more
than the Warriors.
Warriors.
Correct. They
He got
can't.
drafted by them.
It's
They
true.
can't- They can't. So whatever they
but-
can literally wait for Orlando to give him an offer and they can match it because he's
Yeah,
restricted.
he's restricted. Yeah.
So my second this week in the NBA is actually about Dennis Rodman and his comments on guarding LeBron James. He said that he would lock him up. LeBron doesn't have any moves.
No bag work.
I think that that's absolutely ludicrous. I think LeBron has a clean 40, 50 pounds on him. I think we understand that LeBron clearly does have. You're going to say he has no bag? LeBron has no bag? You know basketball.
I
all
hate his
right.
back. That's what it is. He has back.
He
I
would
hate it.
give him work.
Ooh,
And that's,
Dennis?
yes.
You know, I wish Dennis would have articulated himself better because MJ, Pippen, Rodman is a really dangerous defensive trio.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, that shit's nasty.
No,
So I
you
wish
weren't just accounting.
I was gonna say, I wish Rodman would just articulate himself better and make himself because he can. But cause saying that is, but he is pretty versatile. But you know, yeah, he
Like
was
the
dumb.
best defenders of our generation have done absolutely nothing in guarding LeBron James.
Nothing is crazy.
That's the truth.
It's facts.
Kawhi, a little something, just respect.
He averaged 28 on him.
Hey man, when you the GOAT, like you wanted to go to.
I guess 28's
They
bad.
gave
The video from
Iggy
the free throw
35.
line.
That's
The free throw line
Kawhi's biggest
video
W of his
is-
career. I don't care what he did
You
with
see it,
Toronto.
LeBron was
The
panicking.
biggest W
You
of
gotta
his
give him-
career is when he's at the free throw line. He turns around, he sees Kawhi, and he goes, "Fuck."
You see,
That's
what
like,
I'm saying.
a 21-year-old.
You gotta pay respect. That's what I'm saying. You gotta give Kawhi a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
he wasn't doing that for Iggy. He's looking at him. He's
Nah.
like, "Come on!" Like
I'll never disrespect
Harrison
Kawhi
Barnes.
Leonard
He's like,
after
"Come
that.
on!" Like it's food.
It's food,
Like,
but nah, Kawhi, he dead saw him. He was like, "God damn, no way." That is a good moment. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Okay. My this week in the NBA is Brandon Jennings. He made a tweet and he was like, "For one, whoever made this a players league was the stupidest thing ever for the game of basketball." And shout out to Ricky G. I follow him. J.R. Richard Goodman. He's a good Twitter guy. He knows his ball. He said, "Was it David Stern?" And Brandon Jennings said, "Nah, I feel like it was CP3, Braun, and them speaking
Ew.
on players this and that." And my thing is, get the money. I understand that. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. But the passion for the game is lost. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Kids don't even watch games anymore. Just go to highlights on Twitter and Instagram. And I agree with that part. And he's right. There is a lot of casuals on Twitter, on Instagram, who claim they watch the game, but literally just go on YouTube and look up a dude highlights and then decides, oh, yeah, he can dribble. Oh, yeah, he can shoot. Oh, yeah, this, that. And I think that part is correct. I do think blaming Chris Paul and LeBron is a little bit of a
Ugly.
stretch.
You could say ugly.
LeBron did start the player movement, but I don't think it was bad for the NBA.
It wasn't at all.
I think
God
it was fine.
forbid we want players who are the reason why we're tuning in to the game. They have some freedom. They have some right. They have decision that they are.
I
able
like
to
that
make.
it puts pressure on ownership in the front office. You can't just sit around, have an all-star, and do
They're not
nothing, and just
property.
rake in money.
These players are not property. I'm fine with anything they want to do.
I do hate that players try to axe out on their rookie deal, yo. I think we need to fix that though. Like if you're in year 2, how the fuck can you say I want to leave?
Yeah.
Like, you just got
I
here,
don't
bro.
disagree.
You ain't even build
Who's
shit.
done that recently?
Huh? No, I like off the top of my head, I wasn't like trying to even sub anybody.
You think so though? Because I feel like
I think at least keep staying in your rookie, like your rookie contract. Stay there for your rookie
because there's
contract.
a balance.
There's
though,
incentives to stay though.
You know, like you mentioned, like they aren't property, obviously. With that being said, they still get treated that way in certain respects, which is the draft, which players don't get a say on where they go. Like anywhere else in the world, like you get out of college and you go apply for a job or you apply for a job, you get to have a say on where you're going, where these players are forced into situations. So that's something right there.
True.
Yeah, they're
But do
under
you think
special
players should
circumstances
pick
though.
like where they should get drafted?
You
to?
can't.
Well, if they pick,
can't.
then
They all pick like
the
the same team.
teams would be stacked, so you have to have that parity. But I'm saying that, like, in terms of not allowing them that freedom to get out their rookie deal, like, what if the situation is poor and they don't want to be playing there?
Shorten the rookie deals or give them a player option as rookies.
After what? How many years?
I guess 2 or 3, like 3 years. Then the 4th is instead of a team option, player, and then they decide if they want to stay or not.
Yeah, the owner's never gonna go for it though.
Of course not. Owners fucking suck, but I mean players suck at
Governors,
the time.
bro.
Sorry, governors. Governors sucks, but I think like
Because right now you get 2 years and it's a 2-year team option.
yeah,
for
but that's
first-round
unfair to
picks.
certain teams because like bro, we didn't even get we were the number 1 pick. We were shit. Like
Yeah.
give us some time. It's gonna take but and that's how the low market teams don't get to fully. Like we got lucky with Milwaukee, Giannis and shit. Like
Memphis though.
Memphis, yeah, grit and grind and shit.
They were number
yeah.
2 overall pick.
That's I know, but I'm saying is they're
They
a
lucky they
small
got
market
Ja,
team, but
'cause
they
Ja,
made
he a
it.
real, he's real. I'm staying.
They built it through the draft. though.
Pelicans,
They
another
kept their
one
guys.
too.
Pelicans? Oh yeah, facts. Well, Brandon traded, CJ traded, Zion, yes.
But Anthony Davis was the number 1 overall pick.
He
It
left.
allowed them to get the acquisitions that they were able to make.
He left.
Correct, but no, he was traded.
He wanted to
He
leave.
wanted out.
Stop.
That was after his rookie deal, though.
Yeah.
He stayed. I give him that.
He
He
was
did
there for
stay.
like 7
LeBron,
years.
he stayed. I give LeBron that. He stayed for 7. It's good 7.
Say 7
Strong
years
7.
is more than enough to give to a
7
city.
is, I give it 5. Stay 5.
That's valid.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like firm. You know what I'm saying? D-Wade stayed damn near his whole life.
The NBA's 2022 Christmas Day schedule is the Bucks at Celtics, the Sixers at Knicks, the Suns at Nuggets, the Lakers at Mavericks, and the Grizzlies at Warriors.
I'm tired of playing them. I really am tired. I wish we'd have got y'all.
So you don't like the
That would've been
Grizzlies?
good.
Huh?
You don't like the Grizzlies? Do you think they're a bad matchup for y'all?
In the regular season, yes. They've owned us like
Yeah,
the
they
last
have.
3 seasons in the regular season.
I do wish we had each other on.
It should have been us and them rematch, honestly.
because we play the Bucks opening day.
Who are we playing?
The
Mavs.
Mavs. There's no
The
there's
Mavericks.
no storyline
That's
there.
such an insane matchup. I don't know
That's
how y'all
just
got
putting
in there.
LeBron versus Luka.
It's just for because I feel like the Mavs
Just so they
should
can
have
put
played the
both of their
Phoenix
faces
again.
on there.
I kind
That's
of
it.
like that.
Of course you do.
Yeah, but like
I want to see the guys playing on Christmas.
I mean,
That-
LeBron
that
was
should
going
be-
to play
that-
regardless.
that
but
should
No,
be
no,
the
I
10:30
mean
game.
Luka versus.
Luka should have played the
I
Suns.
hope that's a
And what
10:30
time?
game.
No, we are definitely going to be the 10:30.
No, the
They'll
Warriors.
probably
might
be
be- Warriors
10:30.
might be the 10:30.
So we're probably
You're
gonna
all in
be
LA,
eight.
like it's the
yeah.
same shit.
Unless
It won't be
we're
on
playing
the
in
same time as
Dallas.
Christmas.
Huh?
Christmas games are on at the same
No,
time.
no, I'm saying like if it's in Golden State, you guys are in the same time zone.
Probably playing
yeah.
in Dallas though. Probably.
Is it at?
Who's home?
Dallas, Mavericks are down
Okay.
are home.
Nice.
So yeah, that's
They'll
probably.
be-
They're
they
like
need to be
7,
the
8,
first
yeah.
game on. Sorry.
No, they're not.
Can you
they're not gonna be
stop?
the- You think it'll be the 12?
Nah,
o'clock
it's
game?
West Coast, so they won't be the first game on.
Fuck. You guys
Bucks
need to
and
be
Celtics is looking like the first game on.
sick of that shit, man. They play. Oh, I'm sick of
That's a
Bucks.
great
It
matchup.
is, but we play opening night,
feel
and
like
that's gonna be
Sixers
on
at
like
Knicks.
TNT or
I
something.
feel like
that might be the 12 o'clock actually. Sixers at Knicks.
That actually
that's probably
will
the
be.
12
Well, the
o'clock.
Garden's is it in the Garden? Because it's gonna be
It's at
lit.
the
Regardless.
Garden.
It's gonna be lit regardless.
Yeah.
I feel like this could just be me being a hater. I feel like the Boston and Heat are a better rivalry than Bucks and the Celtics, in my opinion. I like Heat in Boston.
Okay.
I like that.
I see.
rivalry
I
more.
understand.
I see it.
I really do.
I understand. That's not hating. Why are you hating?
Because I don't like the Bucks. I don't like Giannis. So
Why don't you like the Bucks and Giannis?
I just don't.
That's weird.
Me and JC flipped one year. I used to be an AD fan, right? And he used to be a Giannis fan. I used to tell him AD was better. Then something happened. Giannis got better. AD got traded. And I was just like, I fucking hate AD.
He teamed up with LeBron.
Yeah.
You're a little bitch when it comes to that.
He's wearing a LeBron jersey.
It was forced. I would never, ever put a LeBron jersey on my own.
Your IG video did have me crying, bro.
What's your this week in the NBA, Joe?
Jaylen Brown, an executive rival, said that he is all in on Boston. I'll be
Love him.
honest.
Love
I
him.
think this
Bruised?
is, huh? What'd you say?
What did you say, bro? Man up and say it.
I said, did you
Did you
ooze when you heard that? Did you ooze?
A little bit, but I just think, yeah, for sure, a little bit. Come on, like I'll be honest here. I think this might be Brad Stevens just throwing some shit out there. I think he might be just pissed off that that Nets deal got leaked and everything, and now he's coming back and saying, "Nah, we want Jalen. Jalen wants us. He's gonna stay in Boston." I still don't think the trade's happening. I think Jalen Brown would be a Celtic, and KD would be a Net to open the season.
You think you guys think GMs or governors like leak stories on purpose?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that's what I was saying about the Nets and the Celtics trade earlier. That I don't know if that necessarily was one of those that it's true, or it was a matter of the Nets want some insane package for KD. We're going to throw this out there. Obviously, it holds.
Just because you send an offer out there doesn't necessarily mean, like, if they offered Jalen Brown and fucking Peyton Pritchard for KD, like, are they that interested in trading Jalen Brown? You know what I'm saying?
Because that's a no-brainer trade.
Yeah, but because I do that all the time in fantasy. Send us some stupid
We're
ass
going to
trades, doesn't
end
mean I
this
wanna
week
trade them.
in the NBA with a Would You Rather Damian Lillard edition. The AB one is coming on later in the show. Would you rather Damian Lillard edition? The first name up is Trae Young.
Trey.
Out of respect, Damian Lillard.
I'll go Dame as well.
Ja Morant.
Dame.
I'm going Dame.
Dame.
Devin Booker.
Dame.
Dame.
Out of respect, I should go Dame. I should. Damian Lillard.
You're disrespectful.
No, I don't want to.
Prime Russell Westbrook.
Oh shit. Westbrook. No wait.
Dame.
Do you classify prime Westbrook as when he played with Paul George too?
Yeah.
Whatever your
Dame.
time is.
He fucking killed him. Dame.
Yeah, for real though.
Like Dame.
For real though.
Yeah, give me Dame.
It's Dame.
I'm gonna go Russ.
Okay.
Russ.
James Harden.
Prime
Which
Harden.
one?
Right now.
Right now, Dame.
Right now.
Right
Harden.
now.
Oh,
No, right now, Dame.
Right now,
Right now,
Dame.
Dame.
Prime Harden for
Yeah,
sure.
Prime
Prime Harden,
Yeah.
This
easily.
is not a problem. I'm just talking about like James Harden. What you think
Yeah.
is going to be this
Dame.
upcoming year?
Dame.
Ooh.
I'm going.
What do you think he's gonna be?
Dame.
I'm shocked. You think he's gonna be good too? Because you've been making a lot of jokes.
I don't think he'll be what the fuck he was saying, but I think
But we know what Dame's gonna be. We're expecting to.
I need to see him
Dame.
healthy.
I'm more confident in
Dame.
Dame than Harden.
Dame.
They both were unhealthy last season, but one's uncharacteristic. I'm
Yes.
going Damian Lillard.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Ooh,
That's a good
Dame's
one.
coming back.
Jimmy
Ugh.
Butler.
Jimmy.
We need to start respecting
right
him.
now,
Thank you.
Jimmy. Right
Thank
now,
you.
The
Jimmy.
nerve of you.
I
Jimmy.
never
Right
disrespected
now,
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Butler. I disrespected the Heat. I never in a million years
Jimmy's
expected
the leader of the Heat.
that Jimmy would single-handedly backpack
Yeah.
and make it to Game 7. It shows how great he is.
Paul George.
Paul George. Fuck, we doing here? You know where I stand. If you said Jimmy, you gotta say PG.
That's not true at
the
all.
same level.
No, they're not.
They are.
No, they're not.
Jimmy and PG.
They are the same. They are literally, if the table is there, they're sitting next to each other.
You think there's a gap?
What's the gap?
There's not a significant gap, but I think Jimmy's a little bit better.
At what? Mentality? Sure. What else?
Playmaking?
Oh, okay. A little bit. What else?
Defense is close.
It is close. Scoring, it ain't.
Of course, because PG has a strap on him, but like other
Fuck
than
fault is
that.
that? Tell Jimmy get a jump shot.
Why'd you say it like that?
What, me?
What?
Me?
Pick
You
one.
talking to me? You sluts? You guys are whores. I'm going Damian.
I'll go PG.
So disrespectful. Damian.
Drew Holiday.
Damian Lillard.
Dame.
Is that who strapped him? Dame.
So we're not thinking about this.
Nah.
So not even in certain situations you're taking Drew over Dame.
Dame. Nah.
The only
really
Wait,
not.
See, but
throw
that's
me a
so whack to
situation.
say.
The Buck situation.
I'd rather have Dame.
Dame
I'd rather
and
have Dame.
Giannis
Dame is
would
crazy.
be crazy.
You gotta go Dame. Nah, yeah, Dame. Easily. Any situation.
Kyrie Irving.
Dame.
Dame.
Damian Lillard.
You said Dame.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Shocking.
So this past weekend, the NFL preseason happened. The first week of preseason is completed because the Raiders and Vikings finished the game today.
Oh shit.
What are your thoughts on the first week of preseason? I'll throw it to you, Joe.
I have a few thoughts on the preseason. I really want to talk about the rookies, honestly, but I think just generally speaking about the preseason, I care more about when the players play and who they play with rather than their stats. I care more about, are you on the first team offense like the Chiefs running back, Pacheco, I think is how you pronounce it. He was playing with Patrick Mahomes, right? He didn't put up great stats. I think he had 25 total yards, but I care more that he was out there with the first team offense than whatever his numbers are. So generally speaking, if you're looking at preseason football, I would pay more attention to, are they playing with the first team in the first quarter or the second and third teams in the second half of the game? But I did want to talk about the rookies. I think the biggest standout has been George Pickens. I had him as my top 5 receiver in this class. He's phenomenal. Had a great touchdown catch. He played snap 1. He was getting targeted a ton on the first drive and eventually got a touchdown. In that same game, Kenny Pickett looked really good.
All three of them did.
He made one wow throw. The game-winning touchdown was a wow throw. He was on one hash to the opposite sideline with pressure in his face. Other than that, he just controlled the offense. Damian Pierce in Houston, he's expecting possibly to be the RB1. His competition is Rex Burkhead and Marlon Mack. If you're playing fantasy, definitely watch out for Damian Pierce. Another rookie running back, Brian Robinson. Antonio Gibson dealt with fumbling issues last season, really his whole career. This preseason game, he fumbled on the first series, I want to say. J.D. McKissick played a lot on third down. Brian Robinson got a touchdown, so he's going to carve out a role pretty early. And then Sam Howell on Washington as well looked really good. I know he was your QB2, right, Drew?
Yeah, man.
He was my QB3, I'm pretty sure. He impressed me more than Kenny Pickett did. He showed a lot of mobility. He had zip on the ball, really good command over that offense. Carson Wentz is the starter, obviously, but I don't think it's signed and sealed that Sam Howell can't see any time if he does struggle. And then lastly, Kyer Elam. He looked really good against the Colts. He was on the first team starting defense against Pittman, against Alec Pierce. He looked really good.
Why are you so down on Carson Wentz?
He's not accurate. It's good. I wouldn't say I'm down on Wentz. I just think he's like the 23rd best quarterback. 20 with some shit, whatever that is.
Damn.
He's being rude.
He is.
So I'm going to talk about some wide receivers. Treylon Burks, unfortunately, he's going to be the first one that I speak about, and it's because of when he saw his opportunity, and it was in the fourth quarter. It's alarming to me because there was moments where he definitely should have gotten in earlier, should have gotten some snaps from Malik, but he played late, didn't have a single catch. But there were moments where if you're watching the highlights, you're watching film, he was open in space. It's just that there was no connections made.
Treylon Burks was a little weird because he did play in the first quarter. He did play with Malik. And then he played some to the second quarter. I feel like he didn't play it all in the third and then came back in on the fourth. It is worrisome because you usually don't have your featured players that you're going to use play in the fourth quarter. I also know Vrabel is like a hard-nosed, you got to earn it type of guy. So, like, he came in, obviously OTAs, the conditioning issues. So I'm hoping as a Treylon Burks fan, it's just they want to give him some extra reps, but it's concerning because you don't want to put players you're going to start week 1 in danger to get injured in a fourth quarter of a preseason game.
And then you have Jahan Dotson, who played with the Commanders, did not see a single catch in his preseason game.
Not a single target.
There you go. And then lastly, Drake London. He saw a target. He saw a catch for 20 yards. He looked very good and then had a knee injury, but it's not seeming to be very worrisome, thankfully, especially for the fact that I think Drake London's going to be amazing. Fantasy aside, whether I have personal opinion on Drake London, that means nothing to me. I do think that he just has the physical capabilities to be great in this league. Thankfully, that's not an injury that you have to worry about. And to continue to talk about Sam Howell a little bit, he looked damn good. And Carson Wentz looked very efficient, but nothing too, extravagant, was definitely safe with the football. But Sam Howell, moving with his legs, he looked good. Sam Howell's one of those guys that I'm not expecting this year to be the year unless that Carson Wentz comes out and absolutely lays an egg. I mean, I guess it isn't an impossible thing to happen, but I think that if anything, it'll be next year when he doesn't have to worry about someone being in his room with him. Carson Wentz not going to be. I don't believe Carson Wentz is going to be on the roster next year. Am I wrong? I believe that this is his last year on the contract. Let me know, Joel. But if that's the case, and Sam Howell continues to impress in preseason, and next season when we're in training camp, Sam Howell continues to progress, maybe they decide that, you know what, maybe we don't want to bring in another guy. Let's have some faith in Sam. Let's see if he can be the guy. But if they're a terrible team and you have the chance to take Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, of course you do that. But if you're one of those 10 to 15 in the first round picks, then maybe you take the gamble on Sam Howell and see what he has.
He's under contract for 2023, but they could cut him with no dead money.
Out of all the rookie quarterbacks, Desmond Ridder was the best to me.
He looked very good also.
I think 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. A lot of his completions were drops. He made a lot of big-time throws. He was good in the pocket.
That last touchdown was a little 50-50, but he got it, so I'm going to give it to him.
I thought he was the most impressive rookie quarterback in the preseason, at least week 1 so far. Jordan Love. He played a very good game. And people are going to look at the stats and they're going to be like, oh, 3 interceptions, those are bad. 2 of them were off the hands of his receivers. They weren't his fault. And the third one, his receiver ran the wrong route, and then they got intercepted. But that's the only interception you could say was on him.
He completed 54% of his passes.
Yeah, and a lot of them, there was a lot of drops in there. A lot of
hate
drops
you
in there.
so much. Like, so much.
Yeah. Tua, you take out those 2 interceptions that were dropped by his receiver and the other drops that happened.
He's completing like 61% of his passes.
That's not bad.
That's that's terrible.
No, that's not.
61%. 61% is bottom of the league. It is legitimately would be the worst in the league.
What's the league average like? 70?
Like 64.
No,
or
completions.
5?
Yeah, around that.
Damn.
Another thing I wanted to mention is that the Colts.
15 divided, so you take the 2 interceptions out and their
63.
catches.
I'll round up to
63%.
63. That's like
No,
that'd be like
that's
24.
62.5%. That's not bad.
That's bad.
And there were other drops in there
Bro,
too.
62. We know 64% is not a good completion percentage.
Bro, there were other drops in there too. Jordan Love played a good game.
All right, I'll take
He
it
played a
away.
good game.
Another thing I wanted to mention really quick is the Colts offense and how it came out,
terrible.
and it was really not great at all. Not
And
by
they
any
played
stretch
the
of
entire first quarter. The Colts offense played the entire first quarter.
Nothing was schemed up.
They could not get anything open.
It's not something I'm worried about. It's just something that I wanted to bring up just to be.
I'm not overlooking. I'm not looking into it.
I guess an
Who's your
instigator.
next player?
Well, Nick Harris got injured, center for the Browns.
Facts.
out for the year.
They don't
likely.
have J.C. Treader, which now not having him and not having Harris for the year is big time. The Colts did struggle, but nothing was schemed up. They
They went out.
Frank
freelancing?
Reich was really just letting them go out there and run whatever they wanted to run.
That sounds fucking
Nothing
lit.
was schemed up. So because of that, I'm not worried at all. Colin Murray also got a chance to call plays
That was terrible.
in the fourth quarter for the Cardinals because he always nags Cliff Kingsbury about it.
K1 is hilarious.
And it was 2 punts and then turnover on down. So Colin Murray's not a good play caller. Not surprised. I wouldn't think he'd be that. Personally, I just don't think he's that great regardless.
Ugly statements.
And
Nasty.
of course, how can we not talk about Zach Wilson injuring his knee? You know, I
Roller
thought
coaster
he
of
was out for the
emotions.
year. I didn't watch the preseason game. I woke up to it, and I woke up to the notification of Zach Wilson and knee injury, and I automatically thought out for the season. So it was a tough couple of hours. I was definitely crying in my room about it.
Your TikTok had me crying.
Just-
I'm
Yo,
not
this
even gonna
guy
lie.
had
I
me
was
screaming,
rolling.
bro. I had to show my grandma.
I've been
bro.
crying. Listen, if Tua went down with season-ending injury,
It's not
bro,
your
I'd be
team.
distraught. I didn't want to
I'm saying, but
even
it's
have the
different,
idea
though.
of anyone on my team getting
Like, I'm
injured.
saying, but it's different. That's real. Like, you feel me?
Jimmy G was a Jet for about an hour there. It was insane. He really was.
And what I said in that video was true. The worst part about it was that I couldn't help him, man. Zach Wilson's hurt, and I can't help this man. I can't even,
Thank God.
tell him
They'll be all right.
you're gonna be all right, man.
I hope Zach's
Couldn't do
okay.
none.
Little concerning that 2 years, 2 knee injuries. I hope he's okay. No, it was kind of a very weird non-contact injury. The one thing I would say about the Jets, and this really brings it to light, I don't really give a fuck what happens in the season. I just want to know, is Zach Wilson a franchise quarterback or not? That is the only thing I care about, because I cannot go into year 3 not knowing if he's the guy, because the team is building, the roster is getting talented. We cannot be held back by a maybe franchise quarterback. So that really showed this is the only thing that matters this season. Zach has to show up.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is there a world where Davis Mills outperforms Zach Wilson next year?
You and your worlds.
I'd be surprised.
I think there is a world.
That's because he's a check down artist.
I'd be surprised.
You know, Dehls, we're kind of in the same boat here.
Talk to me.
Me being an Eagles fan, you being a Jets fan, us relying on our quarterbacks to save the franchise. And let me tell you, I've been oozing for 2 days. You know,
Jalen looked
listen,
fucking good,
listen,
bro.
listen,
He
listen.
looked fucking good.
Watching his highlights, the 28-yard pass to Quez,
First play of the game.
the first series. I haven't oozed like that since I had a baby. Like when I tell you, I was so excited. I'm like, yo, this mother is nice. Like he really
It's the preseason. Let's
don't care.
relax.
If everybody else can have their preseason love, why can't I? And
I was kind of jealous I couldn't see Russ.
I think the biggest takeaway from the Eagles was
we're
that
dogs.
they had, first of all, Jalen Hurts scored 2 touchdowns because he had a rushing touchdown, got called back.
I'm
then
not
it was
even going to
Goddard.
acknowledge the rushing.
But
That's what he does.
I think the biggest thing was everyone was questioning about what this offense is going to look like. They had 8 dropbacks, 6 passes, and 2 scrambles. They did not run the ball. They did not hand the ball to Miles Sanders once.
yeah, I
Or
mean,
Miles Sanders was out, but whatever. It was a pass-heavy attack that entire series.
it sucks because I like Miles Sanders. I really do. Like, he's a good dude, good player. But
Exactly.
you know, we got AJ, we got Devontae when he get back. We got good.
Goddard, yeah,
Yeah,
I got
listen,
some dogs.
Quez is a solid 3.
Kenneth Gainwell too. That's the name to look out for this season.
Shake over and shit. Yeah, I was excited. I was really locked in onto the Eagles. I was watching all our Philly guys, and Jalen Hurts looked amazing. He looked great.
Perfect passer rating.
Accuracy was ridiculous. So I'm really excited to see this season really zoom in and lock in on the season. We're projected to have a big year. And I've hated Hurts all my life. I've hated Hurts all my life. But I am very
optimistic.
No, I'm not. I was so torn watching the Jets and Eagles play because the first play, Hurts rolls out to his right, a strike to Quez. I'm like, oh my god, he's back.
You know what's crazy? I told Serge this. I think end of last year. I was like, yo, bro, Quez is better than Rieger. I truly believe that. I'm like, yo, bro, he's taking his spot. He like, nah,
Rieger's on the roster
bubble. I'm like, Rieger's shit, bro.
I hate Rieger.
And now Quez tough.
Quez is legit. He's a burner.
As hell, yeah.
Listen, I only say this about the Eagles. I'm only hesitant. I'm only hesitant with the Eagles because Jalen Hurts' arm, I haven't seen in the regular season.
He's gonna win us the battle.
You can wow me. You can wow a lot of people in the preseason, and I'm not throwing shots. Zach Wilson came into the preseason last season, was by far and away the best rookie quarterback.
But how can you say that when Tua cost the Miami Dolphins 2 playoff?
I'm not saying that.
Bouts. You can't.
But that has nothing to do with his arm. That was nothing with his throwing mechanics, his capabilities to throw the football. Because what was he supposed to do?
His arm?
To a degree, yes. Listen, against the Bills, it was his rookie season. It was an L.
If you look at our schedule, Hurts is going to win us those bad games.
This was Hurts' first year starting.
And I'm not hating on. I'm not saying that I'm off. I'm just saying I need to see it.
I understand.
So I was just curious about Russell Wilson real quick.
What the fuck?
And I just wanted to search these things up because he won a Super Bowl in 2013, right? Legion of Boom.
Yeah, it was great.
His first playoff game, 9 for 18, 103 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks.
103?
103 yards, yeah. And they won that game 23-15 against the Saints.
Shut up.
NFC Championship, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. He had a very good performance. There's no doubt about that. And then in the Super Bowl, he didn't really have to do anything because the Seahawks were blowing out the Broncos, right? 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. I say that because I was watching the Aaron Rodgers interview, and he was talking about when he faced the Seahawks in the NFC Championship and how they should have won that game because Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions in that game, and they still made the Super Bowl. So I'm just like, it's kind of surprising that.
Well, Russ turned up in the second half. In the fourth quarter specifically.
Russell Wilson's first Super Bowl, he was, he averaged 174 yards a game in that Super Bowl. He didn't really lead them to it. And then the second time when he made the Super Bowl, he threw 4 interceptions in the NFC Championship game. He pretty much choked, and they shouldn't have made that either.
And then he choked in the Super Bowl.
I'll be honest.
He threw the game-winning touchdown.
Don't give a fuck.
What I'm saying is that
he threw the game-winning touchdown in the NFC Championship.
Is Russ not a significantly better quarterback today than he was in 2013?
He also
significantly.
He also threw the game-sealing interception to Malcolm Butler.
Is he not a significantally better quarterback today than in 2013?
And isn't that
he's as good as a quarterback now as he was in 2018, 2019, 2020?
That's great.
Yeah.
I take that to
But he hasn't been able to lead any franchise to the NFC Championship since the Legion of Boom.
Are we going to talk about that interception like it's not one of the greatest plays in NFL history?
What does this have to do with anything?
No. I was just curious he really hasn't.
How about you eat my shorts?
He hasn't. Russell Wilson hasn't had any playoff run rival what Joe Burrow just did. That's actually what I'm saying.
Here we're going.
It's actually crazy. He hasn't.
Ah, shit.
He hasn't.
Fuck, bro.
Joe Burrow led a team to Super Bowl with a horrible offensive line. Russell Wilson.
Don't give in, bro. Just let's talk about Antonio Brown.
You have a Russell Wilson hater?
No. I'm just curious.
Bro, come on.
4 interceptions.
I don't want to assume.
Come on.
What did I do this, man?
Is 4 interceptions in the NFC Championship game bad?
No.
It
is bad. It's horrible.
It's horrible, right?
He did that?
Yeah, he did that.
What game? Who he played?
Versus the Packers.
The fucking Packers.
And they made the Super Bowl that year, too, with him throwing 4 picks in the NFC Championship.
How many yards he had?
He had a little over 200.
Touchdowns?
1.
Fucking ass. He was ass. They won though still.
Yeah, they won still. Yeah, despite him being horrible. He's never really led a team to
What about the
year? NFC Championship?
NFC Championship. I was about to say
never led him.
What about that year?
Because he hasn't won a playoff game in 5 years. I think he's won 1 in 5 years.
Just me. And
he beat the Eagles
alone.
But Carson got hurt.
Oh yeah, and Josh McCown played, right?
He's fucking ass.
Yeah,
no, he's really.
That's what I'm saying.
And they beat him by 3.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you think that he's really gonna go to Denver and make them this automatic Super Bowl contender?
I like Jerry Jeudy.
I mean, he hasn't been able to do it in
Patrick
so long,
Surtain,
right?
Justin
I
Simon.
don't know. That's what I'm curious.
What I
about.
love is
That's what I'm curious
I
about.
sat in the same exact spot, and I heard a similar tale when it came to Matthew Stafford.
Oh, shit.
So you know what? I'm just gonna stay confident in myself.
You confident this
I
year?
know me.
You back on. We all coming off W's, except him.
Okay.
You know, you, NFL, us, NBA, we're coming off amazing W's.
I was with the Rams all the way.
Don't really. I
He
watched
got
the
a week
show.
one.
I didn't
He
see
got a
that.
week one. I wasn't here.
You got a little bit lucky with that one, though.
No.
The Rams are stacked.
No.
The Rams are the
So you
Broncos
should
are
have knew.
the Broncos are not as
So you
stacked as the
shoulda knew.
Rams.
You know.
That is true. The
You shoulda
Broncos
known.
aren't as stacked as the Rams.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think the Broncos roster is anywhere near the Rams last year?
That division tough too.
I don't think so.
That division is tough, bro. Good luck. No, for real.
Nah,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
pray
tough.
for you.
The
That
Rams
shit-
were
You got
nuts.
some dogs.
The
in
Rams
there.
were really talented, and they had a better coach.
But Stafford has an elbow injury now that I think is concerning.
I'm gonna pray for him.
It is
How
concerning.
bad is it?
He dealt it last year.
Yeah, but he's been practicing. He's been playing
What is it,
okay.
like rare?
Limited practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a baseball injury.
This
they
is a
say.
shame with Trout. He got
My
that rare
worry,
back
my worry
injury.
is with them saying baseball injury is that he needs Tommy John surgery. Tommy
feel-
John surgery
yeah.
essentially puts you out for the season.
in baseball, but I don't know how that
And
affects.
no, for football it'd be the same.
Yeah, it
'Cause
would
you
have
can't-
to
You
be.
can't throw.
What if they trade
Yes.
for Jimmy G?
And they only play
Who?
like 17
Rams?
games.
They're not
And
gonna-
Stafford
in
goes
division,
out.
they're not doing that.
I know.
Yeah.
What if they just cut him though, and then they pick him up?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Antonio Brown recently made this statement on social media. He said, "My biggest regret in my career doesn't involve calling my GM a cracker or showing up to the Raiders camp late in a hot air balloon with frozen feet or throwing rocks at that UPS driver. And it definitely doesn't involve taking my shirt off and doing a victory lap around the Jets stadium mid a game while throwing up deuces. My biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Antonio Brown, play a game live. Sure, I can watch the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what that was like for you all to see something like that, like watching the Beatles or Jesus perform at Red Rocks."
He's a narcissist. Wow.
I need a question.
That was
I need to get
nuts.
this question
It's
off.
hilarious. That's one of the funniest quotes I've ever heard in my life.
He said like Mozart, he said?
There's the internal conflict.
I know.
He said
oh,
the
I know.
Beatles.
The Beatles?
I know.
Beatles
And
are
Jesus.
legendary. Jesus is crazy.
I got it. I
Jesus
don't know
is
how to
fucking
answer
nuts.
this without coming across bad. I don't know.
Can't get worse than him. Bro said Jesus.
It is just an all-timer. Like, I understand what he's saying is so
you hear his song?
narcissistic and bad. No,
Get
he looked tough, but he's not a rapper. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest football players of all time. Listen, yes, I can understand where this comes across as ignorant. It comes across as ugly. I think it was Joe Thomas saying this is what drugs do. I hated that comment personally. But yes, I can. The only comment here that I didn't love was the UPS driver because obviously, that's an actual thing that sucks that he actually did that got him into some trouble. If he would have said anything that was just football related in the statement, I love it. I do love it because it's totally just supporting himself. It's just so out there and so crazy and just so in your face that it's just one of those things that how can you not just sit there and just, wow. He's right. When he was on the football field, there was no one better. Absolutely no one better at the wide receiver position when he was playing and he was fully healthy. I get where it's coming across and it's like, oh man, could this guy be more self-centered? But he's not talking down on anyone. He's only praising himself. And I've always been in full support of that. You can ask anyone. You can ask Joel. I've said that for years. I've said that exact same statement. If you're not putting anyone down and you're only praising yourself, I have no problem with it because it's about self-confidence. That is just oozing self-confidence.
It's arrogant.
It comes across as arrogant, no doubt.
No, I don't think it comes. It is.
That sounds nuts,
arrogant.
bro.
It is arrogant, but he also has a reason to say what he said. When he was at the top of his game, he was legitimately the best wide receiver in the NFL.
But he's not speaking for just himself, though. He's not, because in the quote he says, "I can't imagine what it was like for you."
He's right.
No, but
we were spoiled.
But
we were spoiled watching
Who the fuck does he
Antonio
think
Brown
he
work.
No, but he's basically saying that my biggest regret is that you won't
That sounds
be able
nuts,
to watch
bro.
me play.
Who are you to
That's
tell
That's not
arrogant.
what he's saying.
That is what
No,
he's saying.
his biggest regret is that he can't watch himself.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not what he's saying.
No,
bro.
that's what
I
he's
think- I'm pretty
saying.
sure that's what
No,
he's
that's
saying.
that. What Joel just said is
No,
what he's saying.
No, he's saying his
Read
biggest.
the quote again. Read the.
I'm telling you.
Read the quote
He's right.
again.
He said, "My
I'm
biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me,
He's a
Antonio
goat.
Brown, play a game live."
He's a legend
fuck
for
you
that.
think he is,
How
bro?
can you say that?
But then he also followed up with, but I can't imagine what that was like for you all to see.
He's right.
What do you
it was a
mean?
blessing. He was amazing. They didn't call him Tony Toe Tap for nothing. He was
But
fantastic.
that is arrogant for you to feel
I
like.
don't disagree with what you're saying.
But that is arrogant for you to feel like that. I am going to miss that. You know?
He's right.
It's arrogant, but it's AB.
I miss him. I miss him on the field. I miss when he was playing football on Sundays, Thursdays, sometime Mondays.
You sound like a
AB fanboy.
a generational AB.
When it comes to
You
Antonio
saw what he said
Brown
about
on
Jerry
the field,
Jones to give him a call?
I did see that. That'd be interesting.
I don't think it happens.
No. He's never playing football ever again. He's done it to himself.
I think greatness comes with humility.
Really? Michael Jordan, was he humble? Oh,
Yes.
Really?
He respected the greats. He never talked down on the greats. He never spoke of himself like that ever in his
Never
life.
talked on. Is he
Ever in
talking
his
down on any of the greats?
No, but he's talking about some. I can't imagine what that's like for you. Like, who are you to tell me what's great for that? That sounds insane, bro.
Dude, come on,
That sounds
man.
ridiculous. What the fuck do you mean, Jesus and the Beatles? What are you talking
That's
about?
hilarious.
He's
It
not
is
even
funny.
Like,
It is funny.
The Beatles are like Jesus. Like, bro, come on.
He could have stopped at the Beatles. Jesus.
No, he
would
could have
been
never
more.
said the Beatles.
But I get what he means. Can't you understand what he
If
means?
Jerry Rice said that, I'd have got it. I swear to God, I would have got it.
That's ugly to me.
How?
Why can Jerry
Because
say
Jerry
he
Rice
can't?
is arguably the great. I'm not
No,
saying
he
he
is.
can, but it's more
He is.
understandable if the arguably the greatest player in football says it, as opposed to probably one of the
Antonio
best
had-
of his generation.
Antonio had arguably the greatest 5-year stretch of any player in
And he
any.
has no Super Bowl.
Okay, so
He's a receiver.
That's a huge
He's
thing.
not top
It's the
3 in his
football.
position.
Jerry
receiver.
Rice has a Super Bowl.
He's a
Dan
receiver.
Marino
Marvin
doesn't have a
Harrison,
Super Bowl.
Marvin Harrison has a Super
Dan
Bowl.
Marino doesn't have a Super
He's
Bowl.
not talking like
He's a
this.
receiver,
Jerry Rice
bro.
ain't talk like this.
So what though? What does that matter?
That matters.
No,
a
but
lot.
it's still an arrogant statement, though.
I'm not disagreeing, but why do I care? It's not.
I'm
It's not
saying-
bringing
I'm just
down
giving you
anyone.
I'm just giving you my opinion.
No, I respect your opinion wholeheartedly.
It is bringing down other people, technically,
How?
because he's saying he doesn't regret throwing rocks at a UPS driver.
that's the one thing I said that I didn't love.
But it's in
actually
the
fucking
statement.
nuts.
You can't just you can't just pick and choose what you want to agree
That's
with and
actually
disagree
fucking
with.
nuts that he said that shit. Like,
That's the
charge for
only
that.
thing here that I don't like. Exactly.
Charge for that.
If he would have left it anything football related, I was with it. But in terms of just sheer one, entertainment, it was entertaining to read, I won't lie. But two, the facts behind it, he was amazing.
I thought it was like Ballsack Sports who tweeted at first or some shit.
No, it was straight
I
AB
couldn't
84.
so
believe
you're
it.
saying those is facts? What are you saying?
To a degree, if you just
Can't
solely
get be- I can't
interpret
get
it
behind
of
that, Drew.
how amazing he was, for sure.
I can't get behind that. Man.
Have you seen Tony play?
I have seen AB a lot.
Have you seen anyone play as good as him? In your lifetime.
in my lifetime?
Not a spot.
I didn't watch Randy Moss. I'm sorry.
And me personally, Randy, you got Randy.
AB's a fantastic player, but there is something to show for being humble. And I feel like even
overrated.
as amazing as he is, and
I'm shocked. Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
yeah, I'm not either. As amazing as he is in football, people are not fans of him because of his arrogance. The same way that
So why do people like Brady?
I don't think Brady is arrogant in a sense. I
think
he
he's
comes off as
highly
humble
competitive.
and confident. It's a
That
difference.
is what gets me.
what do you mean?
Because
Brady's
Odell,
never said
what
this.
only
He's never
what,
said something like
nobody
this.
has ever said
what only
something like
pairs
this.
what only pairs with competitiveness is winning. Because you look at Tom Brady and you never look at him being a diva. You never see him being a drama queen on the sidelines, right? Because you look at Odell, who never won until this most recent season. AB's a champion also. He does have a Super Bowl with the
does.
Buccaneers.
You're right. With Brady.
And he had a touchdown.
yeah. With
So
Brady.
my point being,
I was thinking about solely Pittsburgh.
That's because that's what really
That was his
matters.
prime.
but he was also really good on the Buccaneers
Very
down the
fucking
stretch.
Yeah, but you
Very
we're
good.
talking
Okay,
about
okay,
the,
but
we're talking
what
about
you're
I want to get my point across really quick, and then you can say what you have to say. You have Brady on the sidelines showing emotion, which I'm fine with because you're a competitor 100%. But then you have Odell Beckham prior to this time with the Rams. You just look at his time with the Giants. He was a drama queen. He was a diva. So what? Do we only pair winning and being that completely out of pocket character on the sideline as a competitor when you win? And are you seen as a diva when you lose? Why can't it just be consistent? That's my only issue.
Because you're isolating situations and totally ignoring other things that happen. OBJ literally went on an ESPN special and called out Eli Manning. He literally called out his teammate. While he's on the team, he literally said, Eli is fucking trash. So he said that about his quarterback.
I don't disagree
But,
that was ugly. But
whether or not that was true, that happened. So that's why that stigma stayed on him. Because if he had just went on that interview and basically explained why he throws these tantrums on the sideline because he's highly competitive, which he did do that. But then he said
He did take it a
Eli
step too
sucks. Then he threw Eli under the bus. AB took his shirt off and did a lap around MetLife and walked out the stadium on his teammates. When has Tom Brady done that? Can you name me an instance where Tom Brady has done something so arrogant that you can label him as arrogant?
Not to that degree, no.
And that's the big difference. That's the big difference.
Oh, well, listen, I'm not saying that Tom Brady is grouped specifically with these guys. I'm solely talking about on the sideline. You have people complaining about these guys showing emotion on the sideline, but it doesn't seem like Brady gets the same treatment, which, valid. So, he's the greatest of all time. We're never going to see a quarterback like him ever again, but we can't pretend that he doesn't do that either. That's the only thing I want to say. But you're 100% off the field? Fair enough.
Nobody's pretending he doesn't do that, though. We're acknowledging that he does it, but we understand where it stems from. The same thing with OBJ.
But I knew where it was stemming from with OBJ.
But the thing is with Antonio Brown, before he got traded from Pittsburgh, there were reports of how toxic he was to his teammates, talking shit about them, like even to a degree bullying them. As competitive as Tom Brady.
While he was on Pittsburgh?
Yeah, there was reports about that. That's why Mike Tomlin had to bring him into
I knew there was
meetings.
toxic shit. I don't know about the bullying.
Well, in terms of name calling and shit like that. I mean, can you not hit the whole dilemma with Juju Smith-Schuster? Is that not a form of bullying?
Was he wrong?
But is that not a form of bullying? Like, that is a form of it.
Did he lie?
But it was his teammate at the time.
They weren't teammates. He left and he talked trash on him. Boo-boo Smith-Schuster.
But just because he didn't
He was
lie,
right.
don't mean it's not bullying.
He was right.
Trust me, I know.
So when people trash talk on the field, that's bullying?
No, that's competitive. That's at the moment.
It's just
with your teammates, it is different.
I get it.
If me and
I
you
get
are
it.
trash talking on the field, that's on the field. But when we get off and you talking shit about me on Instagram, that's different. It's like you're taking it personal.
But that was after the fact. They weren't teammates anymore when that happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Still,
like when Sherman and Russ, they're on the same team. They're on opposite sides of the ball. So,
But then again,
AB
AB was kind of just bragging about how Juju looked at him as a mentor.
Which is crazy.
That was after the fact.
That's another
fucked
arrogant instance. Like, look at this guy looking at me as a mentor, and I'm just gonna shit talk him like, "You'll never be as good as me." That's fucking arrogant, bro.
Just
That's arrogant.
He was right.
Juju was cool too.
He was great for a year
Really,
or two,
just
2 years.
it's unfortunate that
He's gonna be good in KC.
He benefited so
Sky
much
Moore,
off
receiver
of
one.
Antonio Brown.
It happens.
Juju.
Sky Moore.
He benefited off him, but it is what it is.
Him, or he could have just been like, "Nah, I'm good off that." He ain't had to kill him.
I don't disagree. He shouldn't have done what he did. But calling him Boo Boo Smith-Schuster and unfortunately being right.
Funny, but it's fucked up. Trust me, it's fucked up.
I sound like a fanboy and like I hate
you
that
do.
it comes across that way, but it's just
Generational.
He's just an unbelievable generational player, and I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge what he did on the football field.
Antonio Brown will never make the Hall of Fame.
Nah.
Yeah,
If Terrell Owens wasn't
only
first ballot,
because
no way.
of the off the field shit. His statistics.
T.O.
He's
Isn't
first
T.O.
ballot.
still trying to get in?
No, T.O.'s in, but it
Finally?
took him
Like
3
years.
years to get
Yeah,
it.
Antonio Brown's never gonna get in.
He's not.
Bro, it's over, bro. You said he threw a rocket at UPS? Yeah, it's over. He's cooked up.
Yeah, he called Mayak a cracker too.
What?
Called his GM a cracker too.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
Okay. This guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, like he went to Oakland and basically was like, "I'm so excited to be here. You know, I want to help you guys win," and then it totally went off the rails.
Quick in training camp.
And
he
all
didn't
he
even make it to week 1.
All he had to do was literally play one game, and he was guaranteed his money for the season. And he threw all that away.
I don't think he
just
cares
because
about
of
the
his
money
ego.
at all.
Well, he had the foot
This is
injury that
booming.
offseason.
Yeah, like he does not care
Yeah, the
about the money at
chirotherapy
all.
That was so
dude.
disgusting.
Yeah,
It was the Hard Knocks that year.
ugly.
It was
Oh
so
my
gross.
god.
So gross.
Before we end off this segment, we're going to do an Antonio Brown Would You Rather, and this is prime AB.
Hold on.
Buck her up, kid. You're in for a ride.
While I'm caressing my lips, bro.
You'd
Are
have
you
to say
fucking
caressing.
serious?
You'd have to say
Look at you-
caressing.
Come on, and then you smirked at me.
Come on.
Oh my god.
You are a freak.
This is Would You Rather Antonio Brown edition. This is these players in their absolute prime, him or Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm going Antonio Brown.
That's a great
That's a great
name.
start off.
Because when Antonio Brown didn't make the top 75, I was upset. So I'm going
I'm gonna
Antonio
say
Brown.
Larry. It's close though. It's really fucking close.
I'm going AB.
Fuck.
Devontae Adams.
Antonio
AB,
Brown.
clears.
Clears is crazy, but it's AB.
Nah, it's clear.
Nah, it's not.
It is.
AB.
Statistically?
Devontae has also been the best wide receiver in football for multiple years.
2.
AB was the best for 5.
I know. I'm saying.
I'm saying
Tatum
I said
is clear.
statistically he clears. AB clears.
It's close. It's
Statistically,
close
it is a clearing.
It's a clearing.
Statistically,
like
it's a
ability, I understand. Statistically,
I'm with
not-
Riv
it's
is
not.
actually saying a lot of facts.
Okay.
you've been saying that a lot lately. Thank you.
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens.
T.O.
T.O. easily. He's in that upper echelon room. I got.
Yeah, I'm going Terrell Owens. But it is so close. It's crazy. Antonio
It's close, but T.O.
Steve Smith.
Antonio
AB.
Brown.
AB clears.
Julio Jones.
Now this one is
Toe tap.
the best of their generations.
It's
I'm
toe
gonna
tap.
go AB. It's fucking close though.
You don't think it's close, Drew?
It's close.
It
I'm
ain't
going
close
toe
to
tap.
you clearly.
No,
I'll
it's
go-
close.
I'll go
But
AB.
I just know my answer.
AB.
DeAndre Hopkins.
AB.
Toe
If
tap.
I said clear for Adams, I got to say clear for D-Hop. So AB clears.
Andre Johnson.
AB.
Oh my fucking god,
toe
that's
tap.
a great
But
name.
Andre,
but AB clears.
Andre Johnson's a legend for sure.
Yeah, gotta
Toe tap.
gotta go to show love.
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin.
Gotta go Calvin.
Randy Moss.
Randy clears.
Gotta go Randy.
And that's all the names here.
I couldn't. Calvin is
Clears.
just one of the craziest players I've ever seen in my life.
Calvin's.
I never thought I'd see. I don't think I'll ever see a receiver
So
like
you
him ever
think-
How
again.
many guys do you?
You
say
think
that for,
Calvin
honestly?
over AB, but not Julio?
I'm taking. Are you taking Julio over Calvin?
I think Julio and Calvin's closer.
Oh,
I think it's
Lord,
not. It's
Lord.
close.
because of the size.
Yes.
That's
I'm
understandable.
taking Julio
So
over AB.
heightest.
I'm taking
That's
Julio.
heightest.
It's not
Yeah, but
heightest.
doesn't
It's
AB
Julio.
score
and
more
AB are
than
close.
Julio?
Significantly.
I think he scores
Significantly.
more than Julio.
Julio had some years, yeah. I mean, he didn't score as much as AB now.
No way.
But he had years of 8 touchdowns, 10, 6, 8, 6,
I feel like a
3,
guy
8,
being that
6.
big, I should see multiple 10.
Matt
10.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Kyle Pitts is 6'6", had 1 touchdown last year.
He's a rookie.
He's 6'6". He was the best side in prospect of all time, had 1,000 yards, 1 touchdown.
Matt Ryan's at the end. If you would have said he's like at the middle of his prime, I would understand.
I know, but I'm
more.
saying like it was Matt Ryan then, it's still Matt Ryan now.
That is 100%.
We'll see what happens with Pittman this year.
I mean, Julio had a stretch where he had 1,500, 1,800, 1,400, 1,400.
No, yeah, he'll get the
16,
yards.
14. Yeah,
I think he'll get the yards. I'm just surprised he doesn't score the 10 plus. You know?
it's Matt Ryan.
They have
The problem with
they
I was
have,
saying with
they have
D-Hop, though,
virtually
is
the same amount of
he
games
misses
played.
time, so it fucks up his 1,000-yard season.
AB has
Yeah,
more receptions.
But how many
Julio
years
had-
did he really miss time?
Oh,
Like 3-4.
just use their
It'll
prime
be like the
because
last 2-3
Tennessee
games.
kind of skewed that.
But then he was on the Buccaneers last season and
Like
this year.
shoot me
Nah,
Adams numbers.
Hop has played 16 games every year except this past year.
Also about Adams.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
saying
They're talking
Devontae.
about
No,
oh,
D-Hop's
they're talking-
fine. I'm saying like I was about Adams.
Tay, so he really didn't come on till like later in his career. Like he broke out 2018. He
I
went
don't think I think he just kept getting hurt. That was the thing.
11, 12, 15, 14 games. Whatever.
And what was the yards with the 11?
Well, his first few years, like he didn't do much. He was 400,
Well, he had Donald
400,
Driver,
1,000,
Greg Jennings and
800.
shit,
But
yeah.
then 2018 on, he had 1,400, 13 touchdowns.
Wait, what was the 800? 800. How many
810.
games?
So he really came on 2016. He had 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns in 15 games. The next year, he had 900 yards, 10 touchdowns in 14 games. 2018 is when he really broke out. 1,400, 13 touchdowns in 15 games. 2019, he was banged up. Only 12 games, still 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns.
He ate here.
Then 2020, 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns. Last year, 1,500 yards, 11
And
touchdowns.
how many games was the 18 touchdowns?
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
crazy.
Yeah,
so-
like him missing
look at
those-
this.
Even him missing those. Even when he had the 885, he missed 2 games. That would have put him.
Yeah.
So that's
This
not even
is
missing games.
Julio Jones versus AB in their best 6 seasons. Julio played 92 games, started 92. AB played 92, started 90. Receptions, AB had 686. Julio had 623. Julio had 9,388. AB had 9,145. Yards per reception, AB had 13.3. Julio had 15.1. Yards per game, Julio had 102. AB had 99.4. Touchdowns, AB had 67. Julio had 37.
The touchdowns is really
Double.
Shit, even with Adams, one year he had 997. He played 12 games.
I know.
So that shit would have been probably 1,500, 1,600
Yeah, but
yards.
he had
Adams
18
crazy.
touchdowns.
No,
He
Adams
played
is crazy.
14.
Adams is
I be
crazy.
feeling he missed games towards the end of the year and
His
shit.
injuries. Yeah. I mean, listen, that's the thing with Antonio. That 5-year stretch,
Yeah,
he was playing almost every single game, every
and
season.
he had Le'Veon Bell too. Let's not
They
forget
had an
him.
amazing trio.
He was putting up some crazy numbers too.
The Killer Bees. But I mean, that's
They-
one of those
they just
offenses that
didn't
you
win.
want to talk about what ifs. That's one of the biggest what ifs in football, honestly.
What about Antonio Brown's and Lavernius Coles?
Bernius, Elijah Moore.
Let's look at Le'Veon Bell real
Vernius
quick. Oh my
Coles.
fucking
He's
god.
a Jet legend.
Yeah, for sure.
Lavernius Coles. That's it.
Santana also a Jet legend.
Nah.
Oh.
Lavernius Coles is a Jet
Jet,
legend.
yeah, because the
Yo,
Bernius
Le'Veon was tough.
Bro,
That
Le'Veon
was
was a
McCaffrey
freak of
before
nature.
McCaffrey. For
He is
real.
the original McCaffrey, correct?
So this is going to do it for episode 202 of the Pick a Side podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod, on Instagram and TikTok at Pick a Side Podcast. Thank you guys for listening and or watching, and we'll see you next time.